Hello.
Yeah,
Is
wow.
it dead?
We're here. I don't know if it's dead. But we're here.
Hello.
If I
Hello.
were to kick it dead, we wouldn't be live anymore. Although apparently
That's
my player
true.
broke.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 76th
Hello.
episode of the Elyssia stream.
What's up?
Everyone's here this week. Yay!
Yeah, we got a full house. Oh yeah, I forgot that.
We got a full house this week. We got our levels all updated. Everyone's ready to rock and roll. At least I'm ready to rock and roll.
I'm ready to rock and or roll. I'm ready to rock and stone for all you deep rock galactics out there.
Dang.
For rock and stone.
Rock and stone.
So,
That is certainly.
yeah, if no one else has anything interesting to say, I guess we'll just go ahead and kick it off.
Are we
I
still
usually do,
shouting
like-
out holidays? Because Ramadan Mubarak to all my Arabic friends
Oh
out
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Hey.
There we go. All right.
All right, that's it.
I don't have much more to say about that. I
I don't know anything
That's
about
all
it.
that needs to
Happy
be-
Ramadan.
Yeah, that's all it needs to be said, everybody. We did it.
Almost time to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be time to eat. I think.
Yeah,
the sun
we're
is
like, we're getting
officially
close.
down.
There we go.
I don't know.
Big feast, I'm assuming.
Keep eating, people. Keep eating. Enjoy. This
Oh
is great.
well,
for you.
yeah. It'll
Physically
be
most-
eating
Okay.
time before Minneapolis and Detroit. So
Yep.
fair enough.
I was gonna say this is like the most awkward opening to one of these episodes I think we've had.
Every
So,
opening.
I think
Every
we can imagine
opening
a
is
few
good.
more awkward than this one.
Yeah,
but-
actually, probably.
Which ones
There's
with
probably
those-
a couple.
I like the ones where we
the-
intricately explain the holiday of Ramadan. All of us.
my favorite still
all of us
Ramadan.
Muslim.
How about we go into some history here?
my favorite opening is still coconut rum, Ethan.
Oh, we want.
Oh,
I've
wow.
never.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need that. I
The
need that.
lost
One
episode.
that no one will ever view unless they were there that night.
I'm so
That
bummed.
was-
It
I'm
might
so
be
bummed. I
unlisted,
don't ever-
actually.
There's got to be a VOD of that. That's got to be posted.
I don't remember if I
It might be
deleted
in
it.
Brennan's Twitch archive, but it'll be deleted eventually.
Can we
Save
get
it-
like a little
save it and send
private
it to
copy?
me.
Well, I was gonna say I might not have actually fully deleted it from the VODs channel, but Twitch
Yeah.
might have automatically deleted it depending on how far back that was.
It was
Because if it was more than like
maybe a month ago, a month and a half.
then
maybe
it's-
2.
it might still be on the Twitch channel. Then I don't remember if it's
Oh.
30 days or 90 days.
No, I don't think
Just
it was.
upload it
I don't
as
think
like
it was in-
episode whatever 0.5. and be
That's
like,
what the
lost
thumbnail
episode
was.
here,
It
5
was a 0.5 thumbnail.
Don't worry, guys. I am on it.
I don't think it was in 2023. I think it was in 2022.
Was it
No,
in
it was-
2?
it was definitely
Was
in
it in 22
2022, I
before
think.
Christmas?
I think
Oh,
so.
okay. I thought it was early 23. I was drunk, so I guess I clearly
I
don't
might
remember it.
have a 0.5 still lying in the non-public.
Well,
video.
anyways, while they're looking up this video of me completely intoxicated,
This is a great start.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Honestly, this is the start
Let's
that
do
we
it.
always have. Honestly,
yes, it really is. Stupid thing is not working here. I'm trying to get our music going.
YouTube
The bot
really
problems.
hard to find.
We always have bot problems.
Name a more classic duo than Elysia's stream and bot
In
problems.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
it just keeps happening for no reason too. Like it just keeps happening.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
The bot.
There is a
You know,
reason.
I miss
YouTube.
Rhythm Bot.
That is
I miss
actually
Rhythm
not
Bot.
true.
Rhythm did everything I ever wanted to. He was never broken.
Although,
Actually, I wish I
beautiful
looked at the
child.
thumbnails.
And they took him too quickly from me.
I will say the
Episode.
one thing I do really like about this bot is about like 30 minutes to an hour after the stream, I get a text notification to my phone where Ethan has just sent the word stop.
Yeah, stop. Just
Because the bot
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the bot just sits here and then nobody makes it leave.
doesn't plays music until I tell them to shut up. So like,
Someone's got to take
midnight-
advantage of that in the
when I'm
chat
still up,
and just start
Uh.
writing stuff, and then wait till Ethan types in stop.
Stop.
There you
Well,
go.
can confirm, do not
Stop.
have it on the VOD channel. So if it's not on,
So
the,
we get
if,
ready
if
for
Twitch
bed, like I'll be
auto-deleted it,
drinking
it's
water,
gone.
and then randomly my phone will buzz and go, who's texting me? And just Ethan just stop.
Guys,
It's like,
I think
alright.
that was before Thanksgiving.
It was
coconut
rum
episode
really?
62.5. So whenever 63 was,
0.5.
it was originally supposed to be 63, but ended up being 62.5.
Yeah, because
I,
that was
I was looking for your apology text that you sent out.
it's
Well,
fairly early,
Which I
and
also said, well, completely hammered. So if it didn't make any sense, I
Twitch only
apologize
has
for
back
my
to
apology.
January 30th, so it is definitely not.
Oh,
Yeah.
It
well,
is completely
I-
lost to the internet.
episode 62.5 will forever live in our tender memories and those who watched it. So that's a gift we've given you.
I
There
still
you go.
have the
So
thumbnail,
funny.
but that's it. That is the only
Oh,
remaining
man.
part of that VOD.
All right. Well, with my drunk ass fresh on everyone's mind, you guys are in
That
the
was a good
city of
thumbnail, too,
Celos, emerging from the Palace of the Archons. Dr. Watts, you are carrying the unconscious body of your brother Destiny in your arms. I mean, I guess I don't know how else you'd carry him, but you are carrying him. And a large group of people have gathered out front of the palace. Obviously, their entire oasis kind of was just drummed up by this thing. And I also believe the week prior it dropped back down into
Yes.
the oasis and it reformed. So everyone's kind of like, oh, our water's come back, but what's going on here? And you're all out there beaten, battered, bruised after your encounter, and obviously with an unconscious Destiny amongst your midst.
Oh, okay.
Well, good news is they have water still, so that's great.
Yeah, but I think we should warn people not to
You
enter.
don't go in there,
water.
though? You can probably take the water and be fine, but don't go in
Yeah,
there.
drinking
That's
it
for
should
sure.
be fine, but not to go in there would be.
Yes.
Just in
That's-
case.
That's why, hence the fence.
Yeah.
Hence the fence.
A fence and a big pump. That's really all you need.
Oh, do we know where, like, that old guy who was sort of like the person who was in charge of the girl who was in charge?
Yeah,
Is
Probably
that
the
the
temple?
bishop. Yeah, the bishop. He's actually amongst the crowd right now. He has not, he's not tried to flee or anything. Balthazar, he is there.
I'm gonna walk up to him and be like, I'm gonna need you to get, like, everybody. Like, I need you to get everybody to make sure they don't come into this place.
What happened? You went in the place. It vanished. Kumi has fallen unconscious, and we cannot wake her.
Oh, that's a great sign.
Oh. Okay, well,
Not sure we want to
Take me to-
here, but
yeah, well, you should take me to where she is at. We can start a trauma area. My brother's also not doing too well, so.
Yes, please. She's at the palace. I will take you there, or the temple.
Yeah.
And he ushers you away to the temple. I don't know. Does everyone else go there, or?
yeah, I would also follow, but before I leave, I'd kind of let like the groups of people know who are all gathered there. Like, don't enter the water. The water is safe to drink, but just don't go in there.
Okay.
That was not and obviously they can probably tell from us looking like we barely made it ourselves that there's
Yeah.
danger in that. So
Give me a persuasion roll on that, Azrael. You're talking to the three, obviously, like, leaders here of Celos. Which I'll grab their names real
persuasion?
quick. There's General
Can I,
Killhound of the Citadel, Mavis Goodberry from the Vanitarian Peninsula, and then Elbis Winters of Olin. Elbis was the one that you mostly were talking to, who kind of just had no
Can I
give about this place.
can I stand behind Azrael as he says this all bloodied up, looking super tough, and give him a little help on his persuasion check?
I'll give you advantage due to a super bloodied up Ruma.
oh, I rolled worse.
Biggest
So
person of the
that's gonna
party.
be 19.
The
Hope to
three
pretend that it was better.
leaders kind of look kind of towards at each other. They inquisitively, and they come back and they say, "Well, Elbis, who's been doing most of the talking for themselves, well, okay, I guess we'll tell the people not to go into the water for right now, but we do fish in the oasis. There are fish in there.
That should be fine too. honestly.
Again, it's less about the water's unsafeness and what is in the water unsafe. Think of it as like you're
Okay.
allowed to fish in the sea
Ocean.
past Igarith, but swimming down to its depths would be unwise, for an analogy.
Oh, okay, I'll let them know. Everyone!" And he kind of marches off to inform the kind of workers who would frequent out at the oasis that they need to be careful when dealing with the water itself. So, Jamie, back to you with your brother. You follow Balthazar to the temple where they have set Kumi up inside, kind of on a small makeshift bed. And as you enter, not only are some of the other bishops there, but also a few important people from the caravan, some of the bishops that Destiny brought with him, as well as Faith, who, upon seeing you enter with your unconscious brother, kind of gasps in shock and asks, "What happened here? What has happened to Destiny?"
He did something stupid, as I figured he was going to when he was there. However, we don't know exactly what's going on. We're just going to get him laid down.
Real quick, Matt, just so you know, your headset's coming in a little weird. I don't know if the thing
Yeah.
transitioned to... Oh, that sounds way
You're good
better.
now.
It just was the
Okay,
mic then.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
yep,
the
you're good, you're
positioning
good.
of your mic.
Yeah, no. He did something stupid. We're going to figure out what's wrong with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, lay him
I
down.
mean,
Because he was just unconscious, right?
Yeah, he's just unconscious.
Because I
And from
remember
what you
healing
can
him
tell,
as much as I could when he walked out.
Yeah. From what you could tell from your initial check, obviously he blasted the floor with a disintegration spell and blew himself away. So physically, he's not in great shape, but due to your medical expertise and what you're able to do, he's not going to die. But you don't 100% know why he's unconscious.
Yes. Don't know why he's unconscious. Let me see the girl.
Okay, so you kind of bring Destiny over. They very quickly set up something similar that they have Kumi on, and you lay him down, and he's resting there, and you head over to her. From just cursory look, physically she seems completely normal, just
Okay.
asleep. That's if anyone were to look at her, they'd just go, "Oh, hey, this girl's taking a nap."
Can I do a medicine?
You may do a medicine check on her.
Yeah, I do
11.
a medicine.
11. Well, fortunately, you are a trained doctor, and she is a willing participant here. So you're able to do a quick examination over her and see physically there also doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her. More so than Destiny. I mean, he was in a battle and got actually injured. She looks like she's just hanging out and collapsed and went unconscious.
Yeah. Well, this looks like this is going to be something psychological. There's nothing physically wrong with them, and they're not. At least they're not in danger of anything specific. We might just have to wait this out. If they're not
How
awake,
long could it
if they're not
take?
awake by tomorrow morning, we could probably start thinking about some other options. But severing a connection of a person to a being is a pretty hefty toll on the psyche, I'm sure, since a lot of these things happen to do with people's minds and their brains. So giving the body some time to recoup might be the best thing that we can do as of right now.
And speaking of that, this bishop, you may want to sit down, but your belief that Kumi was the goddess incarnate, as per further research in Jamie's original assertion, was not correct. What we found in that palace was, for lack of a better term, lying to her, was feeding her information through a connection that somehow she came upon by entering the water. That's why we said don't go in the water for anybody else. It did not have her best interests at heart. We believe we stopped that connection, but re-entering that temple may open up a whole nother can of worms. And so leaving it as is the best approach going forward.
Everyone was very shocked when we saw that thing rise out of the water. Are you telling me a demon did this to Kumi?
No.
Not quite a demon, no. Close.
Then it is of Braska, then.
No.
No, higher than him, actually.
Higher than... There are more threatening things in this world than... What is to say that none of us will become like this, or any of us may fall unconscious to such a creature's might?
Which is why you don't go in the water.
The creature appears to be contained. It was
the
not
most part.
defeated, but it is contained.
Yeah, the water is safe to drink. It's safe to eat things that come out of the water. You just can't go into it. It is a very specific chain of events that need to happen for that to happen. And just in case you or any of you yokels get any ideas, no, you will not be given amazing godlike power if you go into the water. That is not how this works. You will be possessed and you will be gone. You will die. Your body will be gone. Everyone here will be undone. It is a death sentence for you and everybody else in the town. Is that understood?
This town is truly cursed. Brought
Sure.
out here into the elements. Now there's evil entities poisoning our waters and possibly the minds of our people.
Nope, water's not poisonous. Weren't listening to what I was saying. Don't go into it. That's it.
Regardless, poisoned physically or not, it's dangerous and therefore difficult to. It will be difficult to talk to the people about it.
As much as I hate saying this, whatever you have to tell the people about your religion, about the water, to keep them away from it,
Do whatever you gotta
I will
do.
leave to you as to how you educate the populace. But keep them
Perhaps-
away. Because she was being used, Kumi was being given carrots in order to be the vessel for something. That was like I said, it's a lie. It's a sweet lie to coax her into doing something she was not prepared to do. And the cost would have been far more than anybody would be willing to pay.
Yeah, maybe next time when a child walks around and starts saying they're the goddess, you could do like 18 seconds of thought.
Well, barring the bit of condescension there, perhaps we could have done things a bit differently here.
Oh, you think?
I will talk with the village leaders. This may be enough to convince the crowns that Zelos is a lost cause, as it has been for many years. Maybe now we can finally let these people go home back where they should. I won't lie if I say I wasn't looking to head home myself.
But like I said, the idea of this city being cursed isn't a bad one. So if you do pack up and leave, letting that idea spread might be more beneficial than you'd think it would be.
It's good to know. I appreciate your help and guidance. Regardless of how some of you may feel about it, I consider you to be a blessing sent from the goddess.
Thank God.
I just hope she recovers.
I hope
Well, we'll
your
be
brother
here at
recovers.
least till the morning, and we'll check on them.
The Destiny and Kumi are now in the care of the temple of the goddess and the bishops there, and obviously, as long as Dr. Watts wishes to stay with his patients.
I will just stay. Unless there's
Just gonna
somewhere
hang
else we
out.
need to go, I will just stay here and monitor the situation.
I
Yeah,
assume
I mean-
did Faith follow us in here? Because I would
Faith,
direct her
yeah,
over
Faith
into
was
the-
already actually in the
Okay.
temple.
Okay. Because as I say, I'll kind of push her over to Jamie so that way they can kind of talk about what happened, whatever he wants to tell his sister.
Okay.
Because I know it was a lot. So
Yes, Faith is definitely interested in exactly what happened. Seeing
Yeah.
Destiny, not only your brother, but also the pontiff of the church in a battered and unconscious state is quite the thing.
Yeah, I think I would probably just relay
Okay.
like what happened, what we heard, what we saw, what we found out, like the threat that was essentially stopped.
You're trying to tell me that there are beings more powerful than the goddess that we've been taught about for years.
Correct. There is always something that's bigger than the next fish. They are the fish that apparently shot out the goddess and Braska, for that matter. And they have a lot of opinions on how things should go around here.
We seem to be very, very good at finding strange and unsavory things in this world, don't we, brother?
It unfortunately seems to land on us quite a bit. But as they say, shit tends to roll downhill. So
That's a good way to put it. Well, hopefully Destiny recovers in some way. I hate to see what Mother would think seeing him like this.
yeah, I mean he's medically fine. But with these things, it's anybody's guess really, and I don't have any way to get into people's heads, at least not medically. And I don't think anybody here has any psychic abilities, so we're sort of, SOL.
Not to that level. No.
Well, I appreciate it, brother. You've always been good with these things, and I guess I haven't been the best at times.
Well, you're right. I don't know what else to. Yeah, no, that's correct. Oh, that's right.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you this time, Jamie. But I will hit you back one time for it. You know that.
I'm well aware, Faith. I'm well aware. And you guys, and you're okay? Nothing weird happened up here while we were gone?
Absolutely nothing. We were gathered around trying to keep people away from the big structure that shot out of the water. You wouldn't believe the number of people that wanted to go inside and see if they could find anything of value that could
I
get
do
them out
believe
of
it.
this godforsaken place. So we
Desperate
were
people will do desperate things.
pretty busy trying to hold them back, and then that girl, this Kumi, her collapsing seemed to, kind of draw everyone away. Everyone turned their attention there, and 15, 20 minutes later, you guys emerged from it.
Okay.
It was strange. The bishop almost described her as standing and talking with them, and then all of a sudden she went blank, like something had caught her attention, and fell over, completely unconscious, unresponsive to anything.
Wild.
Definitely strange things in this world, but hopefully by the morning we will have a better idea of what will happen with both Destiny and her.
Here's hoping. But I'll be here to make sure we'll check on them. If they wake up during the night, we can ask more questions.
Of course. Well, I'm sure most of you would enjoy a bit of a rest after your adventure. It will be a long night, I think, tonight. So rest up while you can.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So you guys are able to rest if you would like. Everyone can take a long rest at this time period. Unless there is something else within Celos before you do that you would like to do.
Go swimming.
No.
Yeah, honestly, that sounds like a great idea.
Beach episode!
I did find a yellow sparkly ore that was
You did?
Oh, yeah, that's
that
true.
was very much explained to me as a yellow sparkly ore.
or
You
And I would
did!
like to take some time while I'm just setting up my, bits and bobs in the temple where the other people are
It's
at. to
great you
figure out.
mentioned that Jamie, because I was exactly thinking as you were thinking it. Probably while you were sitting here, you were going to be investigating this interesting sparkly orb that you've, or this foresight that you've obtained. And as
Yes.
you're, kind of examining it, you very quickly notice that it does have like a magical property about it. Your different tests and stuff show that. But most interesting is you're tinkering with it. Someone taps your shoulder, and you turn and see that it is Balthazar, the bishop.
Uh-huh. Did you need something?
That stone that you have there, where did you find it?
I found it in the temple thing that shot out of the ground.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is a stone referred to as Elyssia, rare metal once, a rare ore once talked about back during the age of the goddess, I believe. I've only seen a small bit of it when I was in my own trainings to be a bishop. Finding such a large piece in this world is, I would say, an impossibility if you asked most people in the church. It was considered to have been mined and used completely back in the olden days.
Oh, well, I hate to say it, but the church has proven to have a worse and worse track record by the day of being right about things. So, here we go.
Well, it is an immensely powerful ore, from what I've been told. You'll be able to create some interesting things with it if you know how to utilize it well.
And when you say incredibly powerful, what are we talking? Does it explode?
It supposedly has reinvigorating properties. There are old healing texts that date back hundreds of years within the libraries at the convent in Pragla. Talk about strange mystic properties that the Elyssia was able to bestow upon healers. Oh, the way that it could alter the composition of a body, make it quicker, more apt to the situation.
Hmm.
Thing to remember.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to get there anytime soon.
If you do not wish to hold on to its power, I would be more than willing to take it off your hand and turn it over to the church if you would like.
I bet you would.
No, by all means, I did not mean to offend. Just an offer.
Oh, okay. Well, declined, but maybe instead we could build a fence around the pool of possessive water. If you could use your talents and skill to do that, it'd probably be some
Already
helpful.
been discussed by the town leaders. They will begin in the morning.
Okay. Well, thank you for the information about the ore, I guess. I will do some tests on it and see what I can come up with. Just, yeah, I'm pulling out a bunch of solves and random stuff. Like, I have been doing pretty well so far. If I can concentrate, maybe I'll remember how I fixed this or made something out of it.
I wish you luck.
Ruma's just gonna look at his plain battle hammer, and then at the ore in Jamie's hand, and then back at his plain battle hammer, and then back at the ore once again, and not say a word.
Unfortunately
then-
for you,
And then
Ruma,
several yards behind Ruma, you'll see Arthur staring at his plain scimitar, staring at Ruma, looking at his plain hammer, looking at Jamie watching the ore, and he looks back at Ruma with his plain
Cusco's
hammer.
poison, the poison for Cuckoo.
Behind
Cusco's
Asriel,
poison.
Darby will summon
The
his
poison.
Shadow Blade. Look at the
Hey,
Shadow Blade.
Blades, Shadow
Look at the ore and go, I'm good.
And then
then
Ruma will look at Sentinel, who's looking cross-eyed at his beak axe.
Yes. Who's looking at his plain old hands, wondering why everybody's looking at things in their hands.
Everyone's looking at something. Oh no, that's so
well,
funny.
unfortunately for you all you non-magic wielding weapon peoples, unless you would like a weapon that provides specific reinvigorating properties, it most likely would not assist you in what exactly you want, because as the night goes on, Dr. Watts, and you were monitoring both Kumi and your brother, but you do realize through your testing of the ore that its properties seems to react heavily with liquid. Dousing it in a liquid almost seems to give the whatever substance you've put on top of it a golden-like color and quality, turn it into almost a viscous, syrupy-like mixture that when you ingest seems to increase your speed.
Ooh.
Using the Orosite, you have now obtained a permanent, once per day, potion of speed, which will grant a non-constitution haste to one person who consumes it, and that will
Once per
recharge
day?
after every long rest. Once a
There
day.
we go.
Once per day.
We're about to be the quickest party around.
Yeah.
Once per day haste. We out here, people. I'm gonna
Once
put
per
that
day,
in
as
the
long as there, and like Arthur's or Azrael's potion, as long as there's liquid in there. If it is empty, it will not recharge it.
Yeah, so
So
I
you need to put
I
that
have a
in.
You gotta
cool
pee in it.
I have a
Every
cool little
day.
flask.
Lead in mine.
Any liquid.
You
That's
did,
it,
you
yeah,
did.
Azrael
And
did
his
bleed in
makes it
his.
gold, so then it's a really.
Oh, gross.
You'll never know. It's the
Is
fun.
there is it haste liquid?
Yeah, the
Find out.
fun question. He pulls out the flask. Is it the haze
JB just
liquid or
turns-
is it his pee? Who knows?
Or is it-
Jamie becomes
pee?
the worst person to drink with
Yeah.
ever.
Is it
He's
the
like, hey
haze
man,
potion?
you want to
or
play
is
haze
it
potion or
pee?
piss?
Flip a
It's
coin,
everyone's
left or right.
favorite game show. Is it haste or
Or-
is it pee? Ba-da-da-da.
Hey, you know what? The last crime lord of high water did give us a piss potion. So
He-
now
he give
You
a
know
bottle of
what?
piss.
You
That
know
is
what? That
true.
is very true. We do. That is a common through line in Elyssia.
That's
Everybody
a
go,
thing that
baby.
has
Full
happened once.
circle.
That's so
You,
funny.
you
Oh
shoved
no,
a bottle of hobbling piss down a dead girl's throat.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you phrase it like that, it
We
makes
But
sure
then,
did.
But then we killed him.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
he
did.
super
We
died.
sure did.
Murdered his ass.
We
He died.
sure
Oh, he
did.
super died.
I believe it was Sentinel who got the killing blow on Sliva.
Yeah,
It
Daniel
did.
did.
I can fact check that. real quick, actually.
He was so
it's on the
insignificant, I
kill count.
forgot
Yeah,
his
it is on the
name.
kill count, so it is there.
Hey,
It
that
was in fact Sentinel.
that was like a year ago, over a year ago, I think, that you dealt with that. So
I took the longest route to kill him. Literally,
Yeah,
I killed
you did.
nothing because
Yeah.
I thought everyone was gonna have us leave, and then I ran around the back hallway, snuck up behind Sliva, and stabbed him in the back.
Sentinel was on his way out.
Yeah.
Spent like 3 turns hauling ass.
That's right. Because me and
hey,
Darby
all that
decided we
matters
weren't
is you
leaving.
did it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just decided we're staying.
Oh, that was so funny.
That was good.
Good times.
I think I turned the corner and saw Arthur just like get like blown up
Like,
by what's his faces before he teleported away.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Was it Ansem Ritavio?
No, was the big bad, the necromancer guy.
Oh,
Because I had-
Xanthro, yeah.
Because I put poison on my blade and I stabbed him while he was dead. Because I think he was put to sleep or he
Yeah.
was unconscious or something.
yeah, something like that.
I
I
got prone, I think.
Yeah.
wanted to talk to Ruma, I think real quick before the night was out.
Yeah,
Sure.
I also wanted to talk to Dr. Watts before the night was out very briefly. As well.
Okay, cool.
Well, who?
And
well,
I
I'll let
wanted to
Dr.
talk
Watts
to Azrael.
Well, we're all gonna talk
Oh,
to
I'm
each
gonna talk
other.
to each other. No,
Everyone
We'll
talks
start with
to-
Jamie talking
No.
to Ruma real quick.
And I'd be like, "Hey, hey there, big dude. Real quick, I saw you struggling back there in the fight a little bit. I wanted to say thanks for working so hard. Your weapon doesn't seem to be super helpful, though your armor could also use a bit of zhuzhing up.
Zhuzhing.
Yeah. I don't need the pieces here that Azrael was using, as now they got their fancy new reverse gun or whatever that is. I'm not asking questions too much about the physics of that. The suck gun, yes.
yeah.
Now that Azrael's sucking everywhere and everyone. But I wanted to ask you, because I didn't want to assume, but would you rather have your armor be better, or would you rather have your weapon be better?
Quick question for you. Can you work on mithril plate?
As long as it's a non-magical thing, I can turn it
Really?
into a
make
magical
it
with my
something magical.
infusions. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter.
And mithril plate is not inherently magical.
It's not in here. It's just a mineral like anything else. So it depends on what you want. So so out of game, I could either give you a +1 to your armor class with your armor,
Yeah.
or
You're
25
tanky,
with
yeah.
your thing.
Yeah,
so
so-
up to
or-
25 with shield defense.
I could give you a
Agree
raid.
with-
I could give you the radiant weapon, which I think you could already do it. But it gets a +1 to attack and damage rolls, and as a bonus action, you could shed light with it for like 30 feet, and then additional dim light for another 30, and then as a reaction, after being hit with the attack, or no, after being hit by an attack, you can expend a charge and then blind the attacker
Ooh.
based off of your Constitution saving throw DC.
Ooh.
So, it's a radiant weapon. I can
mean,
also do
my-
returning weapon, but you don't throw your things, though.
But he could
Yocking
start.
hammers at
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, you could start being Thor.
The returning weapon for Sentinel's beak axe though would be so sweet.
But he has something that does that when he rages, and it
I
would be
know,
really
I
lame if he
know.
got it, and then he just
I
was
know.
like,
I just
I'm
for
torn
a barbarian that
between.
solves so many things for a barbarian that can't do ranged.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
torn between making Ethan's life more hell by having a 25 AC or having
It is
battle
perfect.
utility with the.
With the radiant
I
hammer.
mean, Ruma will look at his hammer and say, I know my hammer isn't the best, but I've had this hammer my whole life. To change it would be dishonorable. And I'll say,
All right.
upgrade these robes as I brush off my really ornate mithril armor.
Yeah. I'm like, cool. All right. Well, if you leave it here over the night, I can get it figured out for you.
Okay. Appreciate it, Dr.
And-
Watts.
No, thanks for the help earlier. I know. I'm just gonna say this, as I'm sure you've heard. Not super big fan of the church. I know you're super into it, and that's kind of like whatever. But I can't imagine it was easy to have to turn on whatever group that you were affiliated with earlier. Even though if they were sort of shitty. So
I appreciate
I just
that,
wanted
Dr. Watts.
I wanted you protected my brother. That means a lot to me.
Everyone will extend his hand out for a quiet handshake and do a upwards head nod, showing
Upwards?
that he trusts you enough to expose his throat.
Cross nod.
Nice. Dr. J.D. Watts will return the favor silently and then go back to doing what he was doing. Your resistant armor not resistance armor, sorry. Your enhanced armor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So you got a plus
You get a
one
magical
AC to your
plus
armor.
1 to AC.
Ooh.
You're gonna have so much AC.
Disgusting.
Where?
But to
So-
haste myself and just turn into a barbarian,
Out
Piece of
Shield of
shit.
Faith, Ruma, what is your armor class right now?
22?
it will be 22.
Just naturally? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the
I mean,
plate-
I've
the
got a
shield, the
shield
plus 1.
too,
Yeah, and your other bonuses as well.
so I can haste for 2 more AC.
Yep.
So really, I'll get to 24 with only self buffs, and then the stuff that
And then
like
Sentinel can bring you to 25
Sentinel can do
with
can bring me to
rage, but that is
25.
not consistent. That's still 24 AC
so broken.
guaranteed every combat basically is a lot.
I need
Wow.
more.
That's so hard to get through.
All
Mm-hmm.
right, Darby, you wanted to talk to Dr.
Yes,
Watts.
at some point during the, I don't really care when, just at some point. I figure
Find the thing. I just lost
Yeah.
it, so I'm still trying to
I've-
find it on the sheet.
I've gone through a similar experience as both Rumi and probably to some degree Destiny at this point. So I'll just kind of basically just recount how everything felt when my connection to Kamar broke to him as kind of just like a here's how it felt when that happened. So if she does come to, here's kind of what to expect her to be going through.
Okay,
Since
good to know.
We've been through this once before. Might as well
That's a good point.
remind that is a thing that has happened, and this is how it feels to go through that.
Thank you. I will use that when they wake up. I appreciate you helping with that.
Of course.
And
Now
I-
recalling, since it was 2 sessions ago, I guess with the group settled here, I would also disclose that I believe I am familiar with the other
we haven't-
mentioned Archon.
We haven't discussed that at all.
was
Oh
in
yeah,
Alice.
nice.
Oh, galore, yeah.
That's galore. And galore.
So obviously, I'll bring up the fact that way back when I was able to conjure portals for a while, once we got the key for the first map piece, and that was this entity named Galore. It had wanted some sort of vessel or body. I agreed, and then it just kind of, we went to the other, and it kind of shut up. I can feel it does still exist. There's a connection there, but it has not said anything even when prompted. So I am familiar with this other entity that was named, so we're not blind on that one either.
Strange. So then
Thanks
again-
for telling us now.
Honestly, Jamie, as much as it would be in my character to lie and withhold from you, I honestly didn't even remember until his name was brought up again. That's how unprevalent it
how
has
long
been.
he's been gone for.
Mm.
Interesting.
Well,
Not really only ever interacted with me when he wanted something, so maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe he just doesn't need anything from you at the moment. It hasn't for a while.
well, that sounds great.
Was
So we
surprised
have-
it didn't ignite
But it's still there.
There is for DM, or yeah, Ethan, you can remind me when I do go like searching in like the back rooms of my brain. There is a slight presence still there.
There is definitely, you can feel there's something latched onto the inside of you that you cannot shake. But the few times you've asked to see if you can communicate with Galore, he has not said anything.
But the presence feels much more diminished than it had when I was able to talk to it and conjure portals. and do that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's almost like it's gone to sleep,
Okay, and
or
I'll
it's
relay
resting.
that. I'll relay that to the group.
Strange.
Okay, well, we'll probably want to monitor that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I will let
If-
you know if the situation changes for sure.
because if you can still feel it, maybe it's still being able to look through you, like apparently it happened to Darby.
Right.
Well, if anybody else has any eldritch beings rooting around in their head, now's the time to let us all know.
Not any you don't already know about.
Well, just so you know, Sentinel had. No, I'm just kidding.
Sentinel actually has the secret 9th arcana that no one
Yeah,
knows about.
Sentinel is the Eldritch Being.
He's the
He
eldritch
is the
being.
eldritch god of all.
Chickens.
He's been hanging out with me the whole time. He's invisible. His name's Brad.
Brad.
Brad the.
Yeah.
Brad.
Well, I mean,
the
where do you
Archon.
think what's the squid? What's his
The
name?
flump comes from?
Yeah, where do you think
Yeah.
he comes from?
Yeah, exactly.
It's Brad's pet. He just brings him out whatever he's needed.
Yeah.
Flint,
I love
that's
it.
it. That's the name.
Flint.
Flint.
Yeah.
Flint.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there is nothing else, then the party goes throughout the whole night resting. Dr. Watts, you're able to complete Ruma's armor as well as your new potion of speed. And there is no change from Destiny or Kumi. They remain in their unconscious state.
Mm.
Wow.
It's not good.
Though both are like very stable. Like they are breathing normally. They are just in a state of almost like
Yeah.
someone turned the off switch.
So would it be a stretch to say they're in a coma? Not that we know this word, but they're
Yes, a
comatose?
coma.
That's
Yeah,
what-
a medical
they're
modern
comatose.
medical term. A coma is probably the.
They're just in a
good
sleep.
description.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were knocked unconscious and that they could wake up at
Mm.
any moment. It's like this is just like a status. They're gonna.
They
be
don't
able
respond to
control.
they don't respond to pain. Like nothing.
It's like their minds are not with them. That these are just husks that you are having, and
This
that's
is
how
not-
I'm describing them. That's not
Mm.
relate to what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If I remember it, when I couldn't walk when
Kumar
my
left.
connection got broken. Yeah, and like I was like basically collapsed and could barely function.
how long were you out like that for?
Like a day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, we carried you around for a little
Yeah,
while.
like you had to like carry me around until I basically reformed a new connection, and then that was a whole process of pain and suffering. But
That you still endure.
yeah, well, I mean, you know,
One
the
thing
things you do for
I
power.
will say, yeah, one thing I will say for you, Darby, that
So mine
think
was
you'd
definitely
be
a little bit
aware-
different though.
yeah, yours is more of like a giving of power, where Destiny and Kumi had almost someone attempt to assume their consciousness.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little different there. So
Yeah.
like if yours is maybe like level 1, of what an Archon can do. This might be like level 3 of what an Archon can
less
do.
of a pact and more of an assimilation.
Oh yeah, no, it's not the same, but it's
Right.
So what you're
it's still
saying is,
similar, and what happened is definitely
Well,
not that
if-
far from what's going on.
if what you're saying is that
It drains.
So what we
It drains.
could, not that I like this idea, but it's not good for them to stay like this just in general. And as much as I do not like it, my brother is currently the pontiff.
I don't know how they're gonna feel about
Bringing
it.
back an unconscious pontiff,
Yeah.
especially with everything that's been going on with the other crew of usurpers who are doing who knows what right now. Would another pact wake them up? Why don't you ask your cat, madam, if she's looking for some 2 new
More?
stable mates?
Cat madam.
That's
I
item.
I guess I will contact
Cat Madam.
Lilith, I believe is the name. Yes.
Lilith.
Cat.
Yes.
It's
Lilith.
Cat
You don't
Madam.
How do you
the
not
name of
remember your own patron's name? Darby, Lilith will be very upset with you.
I
Oh,
will
man.
ask- I will
Oh,
ask
man.
She
Lilith.
loves you.
The
Almost as much.
disrespect.
I know.
Lilith
this
is
day-
clearly
She
a
gives you
rebound
power, She gives
patron.
you all the cat you want.
On this
Clearly
day,
a
the
rebound
day of
patron.
Lilith's cat's wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, Lilith's cat's wedding. I get because she has referred to Gamar as Uncle Gamar, so I assume she at least has some connection to Archons in some regard as well. So
Yeah,
I'll ask if, give her the quick rundown of what happened if she doesn't already know, and then ask if there's a way to wake them up quickly.
All right. If you wish to ask this, a door appears before you, Darby, allowing you entrance into Lilith's domain.
You got to be so pissed.
Does anyone else want to join me, or like?
Ruma
No,
wants
I
to watch
don't
the
like going there.
SmackDown. Ruma wants to watch the SmackDown for when she calls him out on forgetting her name, but also Ruma wants a cat, so Ruma's gonna go with.
The door's right here. I'll open it and just motion if anyone wants in.
Last time I walked through a mystical door with you, there was a guy in a hot tub waiting for me.
That's not
Yes.
gonna happen this time though.
So, well, I mean, who knows?
I
So
can
I'm gonna-
promise you
Running
that's not
Lilith
happening
into
this
the hot
time.
tub.
I'm gonna stay over here.
Yeah, I will.
You and your pimp can
Alright.
have another conversation.
Sentinel, you
I
want?
must meet this pimp.
No.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing all the cats, so I will.
All right, I'll let them in first, and then I'll walk in last.
I will hang out with
Sentinel.
Jamie.
Sentinel and Ruma and our big ass statures are gonna go play with little cats
We're
while
gonna go play with a bunch
Darby
of
has a
kids
serious conversation.
with his patron. Yeah.
I love it. All right, let's do it.
All right, you guys enter into Lilith's domain,
Amazing.
which remains relatively bare. She hasn't done much with it. It's still kind of just this empty room that she has a TV in that she watches. Mr. Grumbles is there, the very angry
Okay,
cat
yeah.
that is kind of her buddy that hates everyone and everything, including her. And there's about 10 or 12 other cats just hanging around. They've scratched the floors, they've scratched the walls. It kind of just looks like the entire place has been savaged by these small animals. And Lilith she's sitting on the sofa watching TV, painting her toenails as you pop in, and she looks over and goes, "Oh, it's great to see you. Oh, I'm sorry, I just don't happen to remember your name, buddy.
You know it happens.
Just the one that I've given all my amazing mystical powers to and helped after my uncle dropped you like a hot egg. But it's okay. It doesn't matter.
It's been a
We're all
while.
friends here. Hi, Ruma. Hi, Sentinel. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Have I met her before?
You don't know, but
I
she knows
don't
who you
remember.
are.
Yes,
Just
yes,
naturally.
you came with us to get him his new.
Well,
yeah, but I don't know
No.
if we met
Ruma
her
didn't
while
go
we were
in.
I
there.
was gonna say I don't remember if he went in.
Yeah,
with-
I
with
was-
us. I
I
think
was-
he went off by himself, off to go back to the town.
Ruma's having a rough time
Yeah.
at that.
So this is his first encounter. But, I mean,
That is right. Now we've ingratiated him, and he's like, "This can't be the weirdest thing I've seen."
Yeah. I'll just say I am doing well. I hope you are well as well. Well.
Oh, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Just a little thing right now about an ungrateful little man that happens to just forget things that he shouldn't forget. I wonder who that is amongst the 3 of us here, or 4 of us here.
All
There's
you
no way to
No,
talk
I
to
am gonna
Sentinel.
I am
He's
gonna
right
say the
here.
3 of us because I'm not recognizing one of you as a person right now.
That's no way to talk to Sentinel. He's right here. I mean,
She wasn't talking.
Oh
is
no,
a
I'm
big
not talking
chicken.
about Sentinel. Of anyone here, Sentinel is definitely the best of us all. I'm talking about you,
That's probably true, actually.
Hat Boy.
While you discipline your disobedient servant, may we play with your cats?
Yeah, by all means, they might attack you, but I mean, they're there. Just don't touch Mr. Grumbles. He will do 48 points of damage to you with 1 slash.
Ruma's gonna
very
take his
messy.
faceplate and put it down and go, Mr. Grumbles will get my love. He's gonna go to try and pet Mr. Grumbles.
You come to pet Mr. Grumbles there, Ruma, and he swipes at you. What's your AC? It's a 22.
22. Yeah.
He hits.
Natural 20.
I rolled a 17. I don't know if I should make him hit or not. He claws at your armor but can't quite get through. But he hisses angrily as you attempt to pet him.
Ruma will give up eventually and just start playing with the actual playful cats.
Yeah, they're much more friendly and playful. Sentinel, you may also play with the cats if you would like.
Oh, thank you.
They're very cuddly and snuggly, and they all love you. All right, there, Big Cheese. What do you want?
Well, I don't know if you've been paying attention to what we're up to, but we did just deal with another Archon who decided that they wanted to take over a little girl's brain.
Yeah, that was a thing you guys went through, wasn't it?
Yeah, about like an hour ago. Not a great time.
Yeah,
Not
those
2 hours ago.
Archons, man, they're a pesky thing. I'm glad I'm not one of them, even though I basically have all their powers.
You know, that is a whole thing to discuss at some point.
Oh, I was created by Gamar.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And not in the way that you're probably thinking. Like, I was legitimately magically constructed.
No, that's what I assumed initially, is that he just
Oh, okay.
went, snap fingers, and then boom, there you are.
Well, I mean, it was a little more complicated than that. It's not a common health potion.
Well, my interactions with them are very limited. Regardless, the point here is we have 2 people that are now completely unconscious, and we have no idea what's going on with them. I mean, we have some semblance of what's going on, but we were wondering if there's a way to wake them up. One, preferably quickly.
I may be able to answer that, but there's something missing right now. Just a small little thing that you forgot to say when asking this of me. What could that be?
Perhaps a please? Is that what you were looking for? Or perhaps a please, Lilith? Is that more in line with
Oh,
what you
you
were thinking?
remember my name! Wow, it's such a... I'm so taken. Wow. You know, you've moved up a whole quarter of a peg in my book there. Dorby.
Close enough.
I'm gonna laugh to Sentinel. Dorby.
All right,
Dorky.
so you're trying to tell me that
Just holding me in the room like 5 feet away.
so you're trying to tell me that Big Religion and you know, the Girl Wonder are currently unconscious.
Yes.
And they're unconscious because they attempted to form a pact with Hastir? Or more like Hastir tried to invade their
More
brain.
so, Hastir decided that, well, Destiny is maybe a little bit more in line with tried to form a pact, but the girl definitely was. Hastir decided that he wanted to be her mind.
Well, far as I'm aware, I can't do this. I wasn't given that much power. But some of the Archons are able to influence strongly the people here of Elyssia. I don't really know what they do or how they do it, but it's something Gamar mentioned before. I'm pretty sure he's attempted it before, and decided to go with the whole pack thing that he did with you and you. The other you.
Yeah.
So, might take a little bit of time, but I'd have to look into it and ask around. Could be couple days, could be a couple weeks, could be a couple months. They might never wake up. I don't know.
For one of them, that might not be as big of an issue. For the other, those kind of have a lot of duties to deal with. And also
Yeah, that
an
little girl
assassination.
does have a big life against her.
Yeah, a lot ahead of her, you know. And then there's also the Pontiff. But, you know.
My guess is that it probably is not going to be anything that's quick. Their brains have been influenced by a lot of power and a lot of magic. Their entire existences have been touched in a weird way that I couldn't even do even if I wanted. And trust me, there's some times that I've wanted. But anyways, there isn't anything you can really do about it right now. Unless somebody can come up with some fangled device that can snap them out of it and put their thoughts and their memories back together the way they're supposed to be.
Well, weirdly enough, I think if anyone would be able to do that, it is the one person who's currently overseeing their care. Other than that, though, I guess if there's really nothing we can do outside of figuring that out, then that's really, I guess, all I needed to know.
I'm glad that your patron could be of help to you.
Well, thank you, Lena.
Of course. Real quick, Darby, there's actually one more thing I want to give you while you're here. I was just thinking about it.
Okay.
Can I see your arm real quick?
All
right.
Just hesitantly reach my arm out. very slowly.
She grabs your arm, pulls you close, and pulls up your sleeve and touches your forearm, and her name imprints on your forearm. And she pats it and goes, "There, now you'll never forget."
I didn't. Okay.
Darby's now tatted up.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like permanent? Like, can that go away if it's not needed
Oh,
anymore?
I can take it away whenever I want to. You just have to earn that right.
Okay.
I love you, Darby. You'll never forget that.
I'm gonna look at Sentinel. Sentinel,
Yeah.
should we get tattoos as well?
I would like one. That would be really cool.
Should we ask for a tattoo?
We should.
Mistress Lilith.
Yes.
Sentinel and I are interested in a tattoo as well.
Well, this isn't a tattoo parlor. I mean, what do you want?
We'll look at
Actually, big guy, what I'm thinking for you is a big old one on your farm that says "Mom" with a heart.
this sounds reasonable. And I'll like try to start take my armor off my arm.
Get the one on the shoulder.
Are you serious? Do you want a tattoo that says "Mom" with a heart?
The arrow through it and all. Go all in on
When
it.
in
Sentinel and I are getting matching tattoos.
Say "Mom" with a heart through it.
But it's two parts of mom. So when
Okay.
so like
It's a broken heart.
it's
so you got-
half and half. So when we stand
I
next
love
to each
it.
other, and
Yeah,
put
when we
our
stand
arms
next to each other
full-
like this, it
like
joins
this,
up right.
yeah, and it says mom right
I
there.
see a tattoo on Sentinel with his feathers. Did you just pluck a whole bunch section of your shoulder?
Yep, it's
It's a
shaven now.
It's a magical tattoo. it'll show up over feathers.
Yeah, it just glows through its feathers.
Yeah,
So now
yeah. Lilith can do some weird,
She can do magic.
Archon magic.
All right, so now Ruma and Sentinel have two halves of a heart with an
Heck
M
yeah.
and half an O that form "Mom" together. I don't know who's mom. I don't think anyone knows who's mom, but they have them.
The goddess.
I
is
don't.
mom.
I don't
Lilith-
question what they
Lilith
want.
is their
This
mom.
mom.
Yeah, Lilith.
Lilith is their mom.
Oh,
The Dami mom.
all my children want to come. Oh, everyone, give me a big group hug right now. She just holds her arms out.
Ruma's gonna have a couple armfuls of cats and just kind of like lean into the group.
Darby, you just get like sucked in by a mystical force into the group hug, and as you are all
Oh, I was gonna
embraced in
join it
Lilith's-
normally, but slowly.
in Lilith's arms, the cats just seem to radiate and gravitate towards the hug and begin to like form on you into like a giant stalagmite of cats, forming a giant cat bubble, and then eventually they dissipate and just like fall off of you like water and then like run away.
Yes.
Everyone but
Well-
Mr. Grumbles. Mr. Grumbles sits in the corner.
Exactly. Mr. Grumbles is pissed the entire time. He is mad you
course.
are all there in his spot.
Yeah, this is his territory, of course.
This is an excellent way to decompress after great battle. You should visit more often, Darby.
Well, by all means, I'm always looking for guests, especially from, my patron, who doesn't come enough and only comes when he needs something.
I mean, given how my last pact went, where I was only brought in when it was time to pay up, it's a nice break to not need to show up every single time someone wants money.
I mean, I could always implement that if you'd like.
I
think
prefer
you
not.
should. He was more disciplined.
I don't know if I would say that either. Actually, it was actually probably worse.
All right, you guys. Lilith is pleased that you came to see her. Upset you forgot her name, but now you'll never forget Darby.
I mean, I did get it right the first time. I just didn't quite remember if it was correct, but it was.
It was, but she knew, just like Jesus knows.
Excuses.
Whoa.
Wow. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shama denier. Let the church say yes. Let the church say yes and amen. Jesus is your dummy mommy. Put it on a shirt.
Actually,
Let's go.
That would be a great one of those like garbage
Jesus
Facebook ad t-shirts.
My dummy mommy.
Mommy. Oh man.
Redbubble, get
That-
on that. Please.
Welcome to the quote of the session, everyone. Jesus is my dummy mommy. Now we just need all like the hallelujah music and the
Yeah.
clapping and the
Hey,
hands raised up.
hey, let's get it.
Oh
Oh,
my
man.
gosh. So you guys emerge out from Lilith's domain, complete with tattoos, 3 precious new tattoos, and a host of information.
Dr. Watts will look over at Azrael, see the tattoos, and like them covered in cat hair, and just be like, and that is why I don't go with Darby anymore.
So Noah and I are gonna be there trying to like mash our tattoo up.
Really figuring it out. In defense of those two, that was their own decision. That was not. They didn't need to do that. They
Looks like-
wanted it.
Looks like your girlfriend left you a present there.
Well, we'll deal with that when it's time to deal with that.
His mistress is quite nice, and I have to say, it was a great way to de-stress from battle.
I'm
Slim
glad
is a
to
big
hear
fan of
that.
the cat.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that Darby's mistress helped you de-stress
Yep.
from your tough battle with her
This is
kitty.
going right over Ruma's head.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yes, the play with the kitty was great. There
Yep.
was one though, Mr. Grumples.
Darby's mistress's kitty really helped you out. Glad to hear that.
He's referring to actual cats. There's like 12.
Oh yeah, oh sure. No, that's the only thing that I can
We don't
think of.
judge. We don't judge.
Yeah, no, it's hey,
I mean,
battle is battle. Get in where you fit in.
in more important news, there's not a whole lot we can do about this, and there's not really a whole lot we can do about this. Their minds have basically been entirely broken, and will need to have their memories and thoughts put back together.
Is
Which-
that something that would happen naturally or needs intervention?
Sounded like it, but it could take anywhere from days to months to possibly even years.
Well, we can't do days or months because they'll have to eat and drink. That we probably have a day or more, or like less a day. If they're just sitting here, we can maybe stretch it if they're not exerting any energy. But shoot, even
Good.
10 days like this, their muscles will wither.
Could we get attendants to provide them food, like set them upright, like because they look, for lack of better terms,
They-
malleable.
They seem fine.
So like we could pour
We
water.
can
down
maybe
their
do-
throats.
We could do broth, but even that is pouring water down an unconscious person's throat and making them swallow, as opposed to choking them to death. And they don't have the ability to cough. We won't be able to know whether you're feeding them or drowning them
Until it's too late.
until it's too late. So we don't actually have days.
As the magic users of the group, Dr. Watts and Darby, both of you give me an Arcana check.
I am a science user.
Science
How
user.
dare
Ruma
I
is
apologize.
Ruma is
I
also
apologize.
technically a
Yeah,
magic
Ruma, you could
user.
actually, Ruma, you'd probably also be a really good fit for this one, especially being a member of the church too. So the three of you give me an Arcana check.
Continuing to prove that I don't actually know magic, it's just gifted to me. That's a 9.
That's a 24, baby. That's as high as I
Ooh.
get.
I got a 6.
The two
Well,
people that literally do
Dr.
magic.
Dr. Watts, you are saying this about, the difficulties in feeding and taking care of them. You do remember through your brother and just things he said that the church does have certain spells that they can cast upon someone in these states that will kind of preserve their body to prevent what you are worried about. I know it's not your favorite thing, but
Whatever,
it
it'll
does
save your
exist.
Yeah.
Ugh.
If there's
All
no
right.
other options, then you don't really have a choice, do you?
All right, I'm gonna go get Faith. I'm guessing because would be the
She's-
next person to talk to.
She's still there with you guys. She isn't left.
Oh, it's the day. It's the next day. I thought she might have been sleeping somewhere
Yeah,
else.
Nope, she's been hanging out with you and Destiny
Okay.
the whole time.
Well, this is my plan, Faith,
All right.
and essentially the plan for the entirety of the religious sect of Elyssia, which is where I love to be. You're gonna have to get the church over here. Whoever is still loyal to the pontiff and not anybody who's been in the people in the caravan who can do this. Are there people in the caravan who can do this?
Yeah, one of the bishops probably could.
Okay, so it's like I don't think that the caravan should leave here. I
Okay.
think the smartest thing to do is to keep everybody here. You can help with the town, maybe fix up some buildings, go fishing, go to the ocean on the other side of things, but stay here until we get this whole thing figured out. Keep them stable and unwithering until they wake up naturally. And I think we just play the same play that we did when we went into the tower, but we just increase it a little bit. He looks at Darby's arm. Lilith, say could be anywhere from a couple days to a couple months.
Seemed to be what she said. Days, weeks, months. And
Okay, so
we can look into finding something, but that could also take days, weeks, or months, and they might just wake up
Okay.
naturally before then.
So then we'll put the edit on a month. Stay here for the next 30 days. Send word out in every direction, north, south, east, and west, about what has happened to the pontiff. Maybe lead off that he has fallen, or he is taking the time to invest in this town. And
I agree with that. I don't think we should inform the people that they've
No.
lost another pontiff within a few months.
Yeah,
maybe
just
more.
taking the time to invest in this town and pick it up where, society has failed it. Maybe throw in something about collective responsibility and the need for distribution of wealth and resources, just, maybe to zhuzh it up.
Arthur will begin burning a bunch of letters he was writing that said the pontiff is dead on them, just lighting the fire.
And in a month's
Definitely.
time, send it out in every direction. Hopefully we can kind of head off whatever the other guy is trying to set up, so that maybe at least it'll confuse whatever narrative they're trying to sell. And then after a month, if he doesn't get better and they don't wake up, you still have the little video of him explaining everything that's happening on the thing I gave you. Then we can work from there. I would bring him back to high water. their body at least, and then we can try to do something from there. But a month should give us more than enough time to figure out what we're gonna do.
For sure. I think it's a sound plan, brother. I'll inform the bishops that I know are loyal to us, and we will attempt to ensure there won't be any other incidents like what happened here with Tor or back at the chapel in Highwater.
Definitely don't let that he is unconscious get out, because there are still assassins after him.
Yep.
So
And
just
that is the easiest kill of their life.
So just
Bro-
do
brother, I assume you are going to be continuing on your mission that you've decided that is important to this world.
Well, someone has to keep people from running into these literal psychopaths, but also, I think the best way to cure this sickness, which is the Archons and their complete abuse of power, not to mention whatever what was the necromancer's name that we still have to deal with?
Xanthro.
Yeah, not to mention Xanthro and anything that he's trying to do. The best way to cure that is to see this through. So, and while you're here, you can keep people from going into the water. So,
Also, something I was thinking we could do. While you are out, Jamie, if you happen to see or hear of anything that may be able to help Destiny or this girl, be sure to let us know.
I will send letter back.
I thank you. I thank all of you as well. I know this isn't what I think any of us wanted when we came here to this place.
You know what? I'm kind of used to my expectations being totally blown away everywhere we go. But your thanks is very much appreciated.
Seems things don't quite ever work out, do they?
No,
I'd say
not
they
around
don't
us.
end up going the way we think they go, but they typically seem to work out pretty well for us regardless.
Usually in the end. It's a real struggle to get to the end, but it works out.
Perhaps the goddess is with you, or perhaps it's just a bunch of dumb luck.
I'd argue the latter rather than the former, but
I'd bet on luck first, personally.
and I hope your
Alright.
brother recovers rapidly.
Thank you, I appreciate it. We'll be monitoring him and seeing if there's any change. And obviously, if he does awaken, Jamie, I will make sure that you're the first to know if I'm able to. Where are you headed as a group, so I'm aware?
We're headed to Olin.
Yep.
Oh boy,
Further
hope you
north.
wore your thermal underwear.
The weather is good this time of year.
You know, didn't think to bring it coming to the desert.
Yeah, well, good luck there. It's a cold place. I've been once. Would never like to go back.
I'm not particularly ready for that, but it is what it is.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to talk with Faith about? Any of the bishops, Balthazar, anyone in town?
You are about
I
to leave
kinda
the
want-
quest location. Please finish all side quests before leaving.
I actually do have someone I want to talk to. Where is this girl's mother?
Oh my god.
I
she is
swear to God.
Do you
Like,
know what is going
She
on
is
with
out
your
in town.
child?
I mean,
Like-
she is one of the townspeople.
How
Like a
is she
simulacrum or
so unfazed?
Yes, I guess technically she'd probably be with her daughter right now. I apologize as the DM. I didn't necessarily think
Didn't
to
even think
describe it.
about that.
So I
yeah.
will say, for the sake of things, that when Kumi collapsed, she is with her daughter currently. If that helps.
It does.
Probably
'Cause
not happy about the news that she could be unconscious for
Yeah,
upwards of
for
months.
months at a time. I was gonna be like, "Where is this girl's mother?" Like, we're gonna have to have a whole thing.
This
I'm
is
gonna
Be like,
these parents.
Lady, your daughter thought she was the goddess. She's unconscious now. She was communicating with Satan. What is wrong with you?
She might never wake up now.
She'd
Like
be like one of
yeah.
those moms where she's like, "Oh, you know, Kumi, like she gets these
she's just
silly things."
adventurous like
Kumi.
that.
She's just
I-
doing it for attention. She'll wake up when she gets hungry.
Yeah, I was sitting there going like, "Oh my god, we're gonna have to have a whole other episode." No, I will, for the sake of story continuity, I will say that Dr. Jamie Lee Watts gave her a severe talking to earlier on about her complete negligence and parenting, and then move
She-
along.
She listens to your thrashing and takes it to heart.
Okay, cool. Then no, I don't have anybody else to talk to in this town.
All right. Well then, if that is the case, we will head to Olin, where technically last session we'd already started our small adventure
Yeah,
there.
we
So
already
I will give
murdered
a
the spirit of the
recap.
forest.
Yeah, you already murdered an ancient
Elyssia
animal that was the
cried.
spirit of the woods.
The world itself
The
cried.
land
When we killed
cried
it.
out in pain when we did it.
So from
Yeah.
Celos, you guys headed out and made your way back to the Citadel, and then from the Citadel, you made your way to Olin in the north, enduring not only the horrid sands of the deserts of Dorter, but as you entered the northern part of the continent, the terrible ice cold that is Olin, with only really Ruma being capable of surviving the terrible, horrid chill of the winds. Cold, frostbitten, exhausted. You guys managed to make your way to Fort Dinval, a battlement that stands on the edge of Olin and kind of the desert or little north of the border there, where you met. What is his name again? You met Chronic Seaver, the current commander of the fort. Him and his 6 men stationed there. This is a more or less decommissioned fort, and they hold it because because someone needs to kind of maintain it in some capacity. He gave you food and drink, and kind of welcomed you into the fort, and also asked you if you would help them with a problem. There is a white moose that has been terrorizing them, making life miserable. It's been killing animals and basically running rampage in the nearby woods. So the party was like, sure, we'll go and talk to this moose or try and deal with it. You headed off and tracked it to a guardian fowl tomb, where a tomb, yes, where you were given, or not given, but you kind of found that the tomb housed some of the guardian fowl. It housed Crayfor, the original guardian fowl, Bilfid, the second guardian fowl, and Uthor, the third guardian fowl, all within large tombs. You also found a sundial that depicted all 9 of the guardian fowls, including Sentinel. And the age of the image on the sundial seemed to correlate with the age of the guardian fowl, meaning that Crayfor's was old and beaten up and fading, and Sentinel was basically looked like it had been freshly carved and painted. From there, you found or ran into the moose, who's, I'm drawing a huge blank on his name, but he was essentially like a forest.
Kill count.
He's a forest spirit who blames basically mankind for building up in his area and turning the animals dumb or taking away their kind of
Agave.
magical intelligence. Agave, thank you. And he basically blamed not just the party, but Sentinel specifically, declaring to damn you for leaving us when you did. And it caused a huge conflict in which the party was unfortunately forced to put Agave down, ending his reign of terror in the forest, but the very earth itself cried out. Heading back to Fort Dinval, they attempted to offer you payment for the mission, but you turned it down. And in lieu of that, they gave you all warm or cold weather gear. So now you were not affected by the cold anymore. From there, you headed to the capital city of Morgath to talk with Queen Morgan about the map piece that you are looking for. And when you arrived, you realized that there is a wedding that is happening. The queen is being married to her sweetheart, and the wedding is the next day. You went and ate at the Dugout Burrow, a pizza restaurant owned by a Sylvanian halfling by the name of Setri, who seems to have stolen the idea from Joel, and is she has currently created horrible pizza that caused the entire party to barf, and Azrael, Sentinel, and Darby all are poisoned because of it.
Oh my god.
We made the assumption that, Jamie, you were probably smart enough not to eat the pizza, and that Ruma, your constitution save was probably high enough that you would be okay.
I've never eaten a pizza at first. If you've watched the logs, he's always waiting for them to eat it.
It is
That's true.
random.
Matt,
This
that's
person
very
is
important.
claiming to have invented pizza as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she's claimed to be the
Ooh.
inventor.
Also charged us twice for throwing up because if it comes back up,
and,
that's
and
another
charged you for
serving.
mentioning Joel's name in her establishment.
Oh dang! Not my.
Is this
not
something
my
that Ruby's about to
rules.
get real hung up on and derail the entire campaign because he's got beef with stealing ideas and delicious pizza?
Perhaps.
No, we'll save it. We'll save it. We'll save it.
All I know is if anyone's interested in going back to the VOD, I gave another descriptive description, but instead of it sounding delicious, it sounded disgusting, and I hope I succeeded.
Yeah,
Nice.
it sounded awful in every form of the word.
Mhm.
After having your lovely little meal, you made your way to the castle, where a guard kind of stopped you. You informed him that you are envoys of Joel, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you can go talk to the queen, like, no problem." So they let you inside, where you met, Queen Morgan and her attendant, Ezra, which, as a reminder, is the Dranglecoin who is Beebo's Drangling disciple.
Yes.
But yes, you have met Morgan, and the final thing that she said before we ended the session was, "It took you all long enough. I thought you were going to miss the ceremony. Now, where's my 5th favorite general?"
Mm.
Just as a
And-
note, on Roll20, we're stuck in Celos.
Don't-
Celos. Yep. Let me change that real quick.
Hello.
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 So here's Morgath. So you guys are up here in the castle.
Fifth favorite general.
Fifth
Yes,
favorite
and she
general.
is. She may have referenced Joel specifically as her 5th favorite
Yes.
general.
Yes.
I believe she did.
And so yes, she is there. The area around you is being prepared for the ceremony. They've got chairs and stuff set up. They're putting flowers up. They're putting banners. It's going to be quite the shindig. And many people are traveling to Morgath for this ceremony specifically. So the town is absolutely packed. So that is where we will, quote unquote, begin tonight's session.
Oh,
An
we
hour,
also learned
2 hours late, boys.
Yeah, we also learned a few more of the Guardian Fowl names, and that 2 of them are alive.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh, dang.
2 others
I
are
can
alive
tell them-
other than
I can
Nugs,
give them
I
to
think.
you.
Or I think
Yeah,
it's
it was,
Nugs and
it
one
was-
other one.
Sir
Ambrose.
Ambrose is alive. He is the 5th Guardian follow, and has very
Why?
splendid armor, is almost rainbow colored in a way.
Mhm.
Does not speak a lot, but may be willing to talk to Sentinel since Sentinel's a
Guardian
Guardian follow. Crayfor was the first Guardian follow, and we found their tomb.
Mhm.
It had blue magical sconces around it that was super ice crystally. Like if you touched it, it exploded in ice.
Ew, that's not
Um,
good.
Bilfid was the 2nd Guardian Fowl, was also deceased, and then Uther was the 3rd Guardian Fowl, also deceased.
What did you say the alive one was, Sir?
Sir
Ambrose.
Ambrose.
Why did we've heard that name before? I don't know if you've used it for another NPC before.
You might be
Ethan,
going
but
through
I
the same thing I
swear.
went through when I thought it was Dean Ambrose, who is a WWE wrestler.
I may have used him as a minor character before. I don't recall. If someone in chat remembers and would like to,
That-
hey, stupid DM, here's this major character to the house
I
with the
do
name
not-
Ambrose.
I don't
By all
remember
means, please
anywhere in
do.
the campaign.
I
when
don't
Ambrose
remember.
came up.
Yeah, it just seems so
Maybe
familiar.
a previous campaign. Maybe
That's
our
what I was
first
thinking.
campaign?
Oh yeah, maybe we
Yeah.
had a character named Sir Ambrose or something before too.
Ambrose is one of those names I go back to. There's
a
also
good one.
King Alistair as well that you might
Mhm.
be thinking about.
Maybe.
So, anyways, you are conversing with Morgan, and she's asked you about her 5th favorite general.
I don't mean to speak out of turn, but I believe he's indisposed. Last we spoke to him, he was still in high water.
Oh, really? I sent that invitation months ago. He couldn't even make time. Too busy thinking about money, let me guess.
One of the two
that
things.
sounds
Or the
about
other-
right.
Or the other M, but I won't say any names.
What?
That's much more. Yeah, definitely that one.
So he sent you guys in his stead. They said, you'll have to excuse me. I don't believe we've met before. I don't think you were with him last he was here. Marilli was there and Elise was there, but I don't recall a giant chicken, a horned man, a guy with a fancy hat, a doctor, and a big guy there as well.
Well,
No, I
shocked
don't
Nugs
believe
wasn't there, but all right.
had the pleasure of meeting or making acquaintances, and to say that we didn't come under different pretenses than your nuptials would also be a lie. But we are more than happy to oblige and enjoy the ceremony.
Oh, by all means, it's Joel's invite. You're allowed a seat. There'll be a lot of festivities over the next couple days and plenty of food, both here and within the common marketplaces, all paid for by the crown.
Not gonna be any pizza, is it?
Oh, God, no, you're not talking about that horrible, horrible establishment in town, are you?
Just making sure that they're not supplying any of it.
Yeah,
That would-
no, Look, as queen, I guess technically I have a certain civic duty to monitor and be aware of what businesses set up shop within my town, but I also don't think it's economically fair for me to forcibly shut one down that is really only sin is having incredibly terrible and awful food that I would never even serve to my worst enemy, but that's never here nor there.
Yeah.
You could always we could always take it over, but that's not important. We can discuss that at another time.
Yes.
Get a third branch out there.
Where will the buffet begin?
Oh, I mean, the
Uh,
Great Hall further inside has a lot of tables set up there. Well, they'll be serving food at the reception.
And before we get too deep into details of the ceremony, when can we speak to you in a Arthur will kind of look around the room, more private setting about something not pertaining to your ceremony?
Mhm.
Well, I'm working on something, I mean, related to the ceremony for a couple hours, but I should be free in, let's say, 2 hours. I should be able to make some time.
Fantastic.
In the meantime, Ezra here can show you around. She mentioned that she recognized you guys, or at least knew who you were.
Yes, I believe we saw you at the carnival.
Yeah, with Meepo. The great Drangling, whatever he calls himself.
I still can't believe that you guys know Meepo. That is wild to me.
One of
That's
these
out of
days, I'm
every-
sure we'll run into him, and you can really see that
You
we
guys
do
are
truly know
familiar
Meepo.
with Meepo?
Well, Meepo is in town. This is
Holy
Ezra talking.
shit! You guys have Meepo in town?
You'll hear a thud as Ruma shits his armor, and it just. Bing!
Well, I guess
we
you
could go
guys
say
have
hi.
a little bit. If Morgan's got some time, she quickly asks Queen Morgan if it's cool if she were to leave the palace or the castle for a little bit, which Morgan says it's fine. Okay, I kind of might need your help with Meepo here, guys.
Well, we've dealt with him before. I'm sure we can deal with him again. Ignoring these two probably being a little mesmerized by his star status.
Well, it's his star status that's causing a whole bunch of problems right now.
Not
He's
surprising.
all wrapped up in this scheme thing, and he thinks he's like the best thing since sliced bread since his book is like super popular now.
Yeah.
He's become a literal bro.
Well, I mean, Drangling is a massive industry.
We're trying to make it a massive industry. I appreciate you saying that, though.
I mean, everybody knows that like he invented an entire system. As someone who cares about systems and stuff like that, that's a really big deal. Not that, we're dealing with a whole lot of Drangles on a regular basis, but Dranglings too.
I am now subscribing to the notion that Dr. Watts is only an inventor because he read the book about Meepo inventing Dranglecoin and was inspired by it.
It was one of the books that I managed to steal off a cart when I was 7.
There you go.
And
One of-
that is
Meepo
what
did go back in
catapulted
time,
him into
so-
becoming
No,
an
that is
artificer.
like-
Awesome.
as
I'm
far as-
traveling Meepo.
As far as Dr. JP Watts is aware, Dranglecoin's like a really big deal.
That's awesome.
Well, because you guys have a little bit of history with him, I was hoping maybe you could talk some sense into him. We're kind of on a tiffy right now because he thinks we should be doing one thing, and I think we should be doing another thing in relation to Dranglecoin, and he's all wrapped up on this money scheme, and it's not good. It's not good.
Well, if there's one thing I know, it's money schemes. So
Perfect.
I'm sure we can figure something out with him, and I'm gonna be honest here. I don't know if there's much we can do about Meepo. When we first met him, there wasn't a lot we could do about Meepo.
Well, he usually listens to me, but the last month and a half, that hasn't been working ever since he talked to this guy with horns.
I with horns.
Like a dragon?
No, like a guy. Very fancy clothes,
A demon
had
folk?
horns. Yeah, something similar. Kind of like Arthur here, but no offense, Arthur, a little bit more class about him.
Sure. None. No offense taken.
I wouldn't take a whole lot.
I'm not. All right. No, let's go talk to Meepo. Let's go see what's going on with Meepo. I think I'm
All right,
picking up what's going on here, and I don't know
So
if I
we
like
just
it.
meet you back here in 2 hours then?
Morgan turns back and says, yes, I'll be up in my chambers. I'll have one of the guards bring you up.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Right, we'll go deal with Meepo and
Good
his
luck.
otherworldly friend.
This is so dope. If you guys have been pulling my leg about knowing Meepo this whole time,
You
I
guys
want to be
said,
really upset.
Well,
we introduced
you
you
met
to
him-
We
Yeah, you
introduced
know
to
him.
Meepo at the carnival.
the Witchlight
Oh.
Carnival. He was there with
Yeah.
Battleclues and Ezra.
I don't actually think that Dr. J.B. Watts met Meepo. Oh no, he did. He
You
did.
did.
meet
You
Meepo.
We
did.
all
He
did,
showed you
yeah.
the dragon. Like we actually met the dragon. It was the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's when you first learned that we know Meepo,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
or
Okay.
like first
you didn't
really
believe us.
learned.
And you also had ingested that like biscuit that made you super enthralled and amazed
Oh,
by
yeah.
everything.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
more
yeah.
amazing.
I was drugged.
Yeah,
I
he
was.
You were
Yeah,
drunk.
he didn't ingest
You were
anything.
drugged.
He was drugged.
All right, so following Ezra, she takes you back out from the castle into Morgath proper, where you head into more of a residential-looking district over here on the right-hand side. She takes you to a huge mansion-like building, 4 stories high and taking up. It's actually represented by this building, like right here. It's this very large stone mansion, and you know, it's gated. It's beautiful grass, manicured. There's actually like workers kind of like taking care of the grounds and everything. Behind you see they've actually built like a large pen, and you can see the tails of the 2 dragons, Battleclues and Mincemeat, hanging out as the 2 of them are sleeping. You can hear their snores coming out. Ezra just kind of opens
That's
the
not a
gate up
safety
and goes, well, we're here at Chateau de Meepo. That is what he calls it.
Of course,
Wonderful.
It's a little weird, but okay.
naming your house after yourself, very self-porn.
Ruma's just in
Alright.
awe that he's here.
Oh yeah, Ruma, you haven't met Meepo though.
Ruma has never met Meepo.
So there is a short cobblestone
Yeah,
walkway
so-
leading up to a very ornate green door.
I guess we would walk our way over there and knock.
All right, you walk up to the door and you knock. At the moment you knock, there seems to be a loud crash from inside the home. Scurrying, almost like animals are scampering about, and you hear the high-pitched, raspy voice of Meepo call out, "Bitch! Does Meepo have to do everything around here?" He throws the door open. The fuck you? Oh my god!
Hi, Meepo.
Friends! Meepo is so happy to see you!
I'm not
Who
gonna-
was he
You as
yell-
well,
Who
Meepo.
was Meepo yelling at? Is what
This-
Dr. JB was wondering.
This dog just comes out and just saunters by.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was like, hold on.
Jamie's got his cell phone out calling Child Protective Support
yeah,
Services.
like whoa.
Hello there.
We walked in on something different in my head.
Very different scenario.
It has been forever since Meepo has seen you guys.
I actually think it's been longer for you than it has been for us, Meepo.
Probably.
Has it? Wow. I don't
What?
know. Ezra and Meepo came up this way a couple months ago, settled in. I got my pad. Meepo's living his best life right now. How you guys doing?
Oh, I guess. All things considered.
As far as today, it's been a lot better. Before we had the disgusting food, but other than that, it's been great.
Where'd you get disgusting food from?
Oh no,
The
he's
pizza
gonna like
place.
the pizza place.
You know, I can't seem to remember the name of the place actually. I just
It's
purged that all
Dugout
from my
Hollow.
mind. No,
Dugout
I
Hollow.
purged that from my memory immediately.
Oh God! Well, you should have come. Oh, y'all should have come to Meepo. He would have given you something real good.
Well, we didn't know you were here, Meepo. We
Yeah.
only found out from Morgan.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you again, Meepo.
That's great to see all of you. Meepo never anticipated that anyone was going to come on, that he knew was going to come on this way. It's been a little lonely up here. But you know what Meepo always says, when you got hookers and blow, life's good.
Well,
Oh no.
Meepo.
Sure.
Is that
Come
what
on in.
you always say that? Because I feel like that's a lot to say always.
Meepo has become corrupt.
Meepo
We're
is
gonna have
just
to kill Meepo.
Meepo is
Can-
just
can
Iron
I
Man 1
do-
Tony
Kind of a-
Stark incarnate.
Can I do a medicine check on Meepo? Just
To
a
make sure.
cursory glance to see, like, is this dude high right now?
This is literally,
Yeah, go ahead.
This is literally the don't meet your heroes in
Yeah,
Carnage.
this is literally
It's like
don't be your hero.
20. I got a 20.
20. Looking at Meepo's mannerisms, he might be a little high right now.
Oh,
Ruma's excitement has completely drained.
it's like,
It's a
Uh,
big edge.
oh, dang, he's. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, don't stand out there in the cold. Come on, sit down. I got a fire going. I can get Shirley, get you some tea. It's all gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Not sure how long we're gonna be here for, Meepo, but sure, I guess we can come in for a little while.
Long enough to have tea, I hope.
I'm sure that.
This is just regular tea, just
Yeah, I
like
think-
tea.
Oh. Yeah, I can put whatever you want in the tea. I got a little bit of. If you know
No,
what I'm saying.
No,
No,
I don't
I think we're
require.
okay on that one.
I don't require cocaine in my tea.
I think
That's
just
what
tea
he meant.
leaves is good in our tea.
Yes, that's what that means, Sentinel. If somebody's doing this to you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I got it.
The
It's fine.
cells put around the-
Yeah, give you whatever time you want here. I got sugar and cream if that helps.
I'll
Does that
pass it.
also mean
No,
it's
no,
not.
no. Well, actually,
Honestly-
is that, are you
honestly-
referring to actual sugar and cream Meepo, or is that like code word?
No, Meepo actually means sugar and cream unless you want it to be a code word for something. Then Meepo's got other things he could give you.
I don't
There
want.
you go,
I don't
Sentinel.
think. I don't
Literally.
think we should take anything.
Yeah, I
from
think
this.
we're all good on the tea.
Meepo?
I think we're all okay on the tea. Thank you, Meepo. We appreciate
Okay.
What
it.
happened to Meepo?
It's no problem. Come on in.
How does
the
got
place
mission
look?
Oh,
successful.
I'm in
What happened
already.
to
I'm
Meepo?
already in.
Is it the deviled? Like, how is the place look? Like,
I mean, it's actually pretty well taken care of. You see the
Okay.
dog come out. It's got like a feather duster that's dusting one of the bookshelves.
well, it looks like you're still pretty good at Drangling.
Do I need to question that?
Meepo's entire existence is, based on Dragling. Mincemeat and Battlecluse, they've never been better. Meepo's even writing Meepo's second book right now.
Oh.
You're writing a second book on Drangling?
Yeah, it's gonna be called Drangling and Me, Part 2. More Drangling.
Oh, dang. Well,
Very
that's pretty
direct
cool.
man.
Well, how far are you into the writing process?
Meepo doesn't really like to get into Meepo's writing process. It's a very private and sensitive thing.
I'm sorry.
Don't
Yeah,
wor-
no.
Don't want people stealing Meepo's ideas, you know.
Oh yeah, I would
Yeah,
never do that.
Plus, I haven't been high enough to actually rat in the last couple days, so Meepo is trying to get completely blazed out, and then it's gonna be ratting time.
Wait, are you telling me that your first book about
That's
Drangling
not how I remember it.
you wrote while you were intoxicated?
Oh no, that book was before Meepo's mind had been opened to the absolute wonderful world of Magecoin.
Oh
What?
no. Oh no.
I don't
What?
even want to know what that is. That doesn't
What?
sound like a real thing.
Magecoin? I've never heard of this.
What is a
You've
mage?
never-
coin?
Darby's never heard of Magecoin. Arthur's never heard of Magecoin. None of you heard of Magecoin before.
No.
Saying
I
it
think
is-
I actually think Darby has heard of Magecoin before. He's just called it something else when he had somebody else buy it from him.
Yeah, actually, no, you might be right on that one. I might have accidentally been in a little bit of Magecoin at one point, not realizing it.
Well, it's the perfect time to get back in on that bottom level. Why don't you sit down? People will tell you all about it.
Is this
Oh
one?
no.
Is Ezra still with us? seems so.
Ezra's waiting outside.
Oh, okay.
That's as
Understandable.
telling as it needs to be.
Yeah, that alone gives all the information. I was gonna look to her and be like, "Is this really?" But no, she's outside. That
Alright.
is as telling.
Now that I have everyone's attentions, you've noticed Meepo's also been working on using pronouns, so he doesn't just say Meepo in third person anymore. It's coming along real nice.
That
Good
was
for you,
kind of
Meepo.
your whole. That was made you a little bit more endearing, though. I'd say, Meepo.
Really? Oh well.
That's kind of like your brand.
I mean,
No,
I think it's okay that you use common the way, it is used. That's fine.
Yeah. Well,
It's the rampant cocaine use that I feel like maybe we should be more concerned with.
No,
Well,
Well-
you won't need to be concerned about any cocaine, Jamie, when I'm done telling you about Magecoin.
of course.
Now, question for all of you. Where are you
Okay.
keeping your gold assets currently? Let me guess, bag of holding. Everybody says bag of holding. Is that
Yep.
right?
Not me,
No,
but-
just kind of just like on
Mul-
me.
Yeah.
Multiple bags.
That's
of
even
holding.
worse. That is even worse. You want to know why it's even worse? You could lose that money. That money could be stolen from you. That money could be
Like
melted
you
down
tried.
in a fireball explosion. And then what are you going to do? What are your children going to do? Where do your investments go?
I'm
Did it. I mean, if I'm in a
That's fine.
fiery explosion, I feel like my first thought process isn't so much about where my gold's gonna be. It's gonna be
It's
the
definitely high
fiery
on the list,
explosion.
so I mean, yeah.
It's gonna
Are
look
you gonna
at
try and
Darby.
sell me an investment, Meepo?
Look, as long as
What is-
I'm alive, my coin is the
Not
next
just an
concern.
investment.
Yeah,
A
just
way
get it-
of life.
Of
Okay, well,
course.
what is this mage coin? Is it
Magecoin.
like a thing? Like, where do I? What does it look like?
Exactly. So with Magecoin, you transfer your money up into the magical cloud where it will sit upon the mage chain, where you will be able to access your money and trade for goods and services.
So you just put it on top of a cloud? Like, I don't understand.
I'm gonna
It's-
just continuously elbow Darby during this. Like,
So
write this
it's-
down. Write this down.
Taking mental notes, but is
How would
this...
you get the gold up there? You throw
Yeah,
it?
Is it like magically sent up there? No, it's called Magecoin
It-
because it's magically sent.
Exactly. It is magically sent up into the ether, or as we refer to it as the mage cloud,
Of course.
where it will nebulously sit with all of the other mage coin, and that you know which mage coin is yours. You are given a magical token that tracks the amount of mage coin you currently have right now. And Meepo pulls out this little amulet, and it shows that he has 10 billion mage coin.
So what you're saying is that you have
That's a lot.
object that tracks how much gold you have in a particular area
Well, it's
that
not
you've hidden
gold,
away.
Mage coin. It's very different.
Well, you said I
Yes.
send the gold up into a cloud.
Then you
And
no
then it
longer
becomes
have the Joel.
Mage coin.
Jamie.
And right
It's
now, the
being
current-
planned.
The current conversion ratio is 1 gold for every 100,000 mage coin.
So it's arbitrary.
So
So that's
your
a magical
billion is
amulet
actually-
you have, right?
This just
Yes.
sounds like a
So
bank.
if I were to fireball you and it were to be melted, you'd be in the exact same situation that I would be had I been fireballed and my
Yeah.
gold melted.
Or
That's
if
where I
someone
was
were
going.
to dispel
no,
magic
no.
around you.
But
That's
I
what
have more opportunity to have more gold because it's dispersed into many coins rather than one object.
Not to mention, if someone steals your one thing, they have all your gold.
Well, the mage coin is in Meepo's name, and this is just the tracker of Meepo's mage coin.
So then they can
I
just
guess-
say that they
so-
were
Is there
you?
any other record to what you have?
Well, yeah,
Other than
the
that.
chief person in charge of Magecoin keeps all of the records. See,
Where's this
let's-
person?
Oh, he's an Igorith.
Arthur's just gonna start openly laughing when he finds out that the chief owner of this
Yeah.
is an Igorith.
And now
Wow.
Jamie Lee is like, the Dr. Watts has now fully understood that this person has got their money stolen. And it's just like,
I guess that we've
Again,
discussed
I
how
feel
you
like-
get the mage coin.
Yeah.
How do I convert the mage coin back into my money to spend it?
I don't even think that we should need to talk about that.
I
I
just
think
I just want to
need
know if there's any way for him to get the money, like if he has an idea of how he's going to
You
get
don't
it back.
even need to. There is a select list of buyers and sellers who only deal in Magecoin. The goal is to decentralize the entire economic banking system so that you, the person, are in charge of your money.
No.
while Meepo's talking, can I steal his mage coin?
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand
Using
roll.
his amulet.
What, you're stealing his amulet?
Yeah, like 18.
Okay, yeah, while he's talking, waving his arms, you just kind of slip your hand and grab it. Now you have his counter that shows he's got, what did I say, 10
1
billion
billion, I
mage
think.
coin.
Like 1/10
1 billion mage coin.
which is worth at a conversion rate of 1,000 gold or 1 to 1,000. It's like
Arthur is going
No.
to whisper into Darby's ear that horned person with class in Igorith sounds an awful lot like somebody who you used to work with.
I'm well aware. I put that together before we got here. So it sounds like Meepo has been fairly scammed out of all of his gold.
Please don't tell me you put all of your money in.
Did you put all your money into it, or did you put only some of it?
Ezra wanted Meepo to keep some of his Meepo money out of there. And she won. So I've got like 10 gold pieces that I've just set to the side there just in case.
So you have no money, right? Okay.
Sentinel, do you want
How does
this?
he afford this house?
Sentinel,
Do
do
you
you want
want
any
this?
mage coin? Ruma, you
Yeah.
want mage coin? I might be able. Honestly, I might be able to sell you
I
a
got
bridge or two. while we're
Yeah,
at it.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I
we
might have
got
a bridge to sell you
we
too,
can sell you,
Meepo.
Meepo.
Ruma's fixated looking at the dragons because he kind of wants to wrestle one.
Just constantly staring at the wood.
They're sleeping right now, Ruma. Don't disturb them.
Don't drangle the dragons. That's Meepo's job.
Okay, well,
Where did you drink?
hopefully you could get your, hopefully you can get your gold or your mage coin out, How do you do that?
You don't need to. It exists in the ether.
So how would you pay for things?
Other people who accept Magecoin.
But how would you exchange that? How would you make that exchange?
I tell them that I've given them X number of Magecoin, and they say, okay. How do you think Meepo bought this house?
Well, how do you know where your how much mage coin do you have right now? Tell me something with your mage coin.
You don't have Magecoin.
Well, I would like some. So show me.
Oh, okay. Well, one sec. I gotta get the chief guy on the phone here. How much are you looking to invest or to put up in the Magecoin?
I don't know. You tell me how much you have right now, and then I'll figure it out.
Meepo's got. Oh, where'd that amulet of mine go? Ugh, I'll have to request another one. It's like 1 billion Magecoin that I got.
Okay. All
But
right.
remember,
Well,
the conversion rating is 1 gold equals 100,000
But
Magecoin.
you said that we want to decentralize, so why does it matter what its value in gold is?
Because there has to be some backing to start, and then eventually it won't matter at all.
I mean,
All
you
right,
just,
all
I
right.
can just say
Okay,
I've
so-
got. I have a zillion mage coin. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm just gonna. Dr. Jamie Lee Watts, while he's talking, he's gonna put it back in his hands.
Not worth anything.
Yeah, it's just
Just sleight of hand.
yeah.
Oh,
Just-
swear Meeple found it. He was holding it the whole time.
Look at that.
Yeah, sometimes you just
Okay.
forget something is in your hand.
Anyway, was there something else that we needed to talk to Meepo about?
No.
I actually
Other
think
than
this is exactly what she wanted us
yes,
to talk him out
convincing
of.
him to get all of his money out of Magecoin, I'm pretty sure is what she wanted him to do.
Oh,
Because you're
okay.
looking to take the Drangling business into Magecoin, aren't you?
Meeple's already invested almost all his money into Magecoin right now. The
Who did you talk
whole
to about
Drangling
that?
business is a part of Magecoin at this point.
Fantastic. Who can you name the person who you bought it from?
Oh,
Thank
his
you.
name's Gamar. He's a real happy-looking fellow.
And there it
Ding,
is.
ding, ding. Yep.
We had some dealings with your buddy Kamar.
Yeah.
And he is
Then
I'm
you
very
should-
close
why
friends,
aren't you on
actually.
the bottom line of Magecoin yet?
because he's a terrible person.
No, Kamar's not a terrible person. He took Meeple out to dinner.
I don't know if he's a
He
person.
took me out to a lot of dinners, Meepo.
Okay.
That doesn't make him a
I
good
was
guy.
paraphrasing Jamie, but he's a terrible being who has murdered and swindled and killed his way to do whatever he wants to.
Haven't
Correct.
we all?
No, very
Well,
much no.
I'm gonna look
Well,
at Jamie. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna look at Jamie.
Well,
I think he's gonna say very much no. He's gonna stop. He's gonna look around, and he goes like, "That's fair. That's actually a fair."
yeah, no, that's exactly,
Right.
yeah. You, perhaps, maybe not, but the rest of us, everyone in this room, other than you, yes. That has
Yes, but
definitely happened.
he's murdered the wrong people.
Yes. But he has murdered good people.
Yes. Where we murder bad people.
What
That's
are
why
you
it's
even
justified.
talking about?
I'm just being honest, Jamie.
Okay, these people are. How many things of tea did you all drink before I got into this
Did not
conversation?
drink
None of us have had
any
any tea.
Anyone interested in tea? Meepo's still off.
I had just a little bit of the tea.
Sentinel's
okay,
having
I
a
know.
great
Yeah,
time.
Sentinel's
He's got
having
like 3 cups of tea in his hand. Like leaves the kitchen.
Sentinel's been thinking about starting his own with Cheesecoin. And,
Cheesecoin. Oh, that's a great idea.
It's
Garden
just-
foul coin.
Yeah.
Cheese. It's just pictures of grilled cheeses that
Oh, you know, I think we know someone who might be very happy to invest.
Oh no,
And
we're
it's
gonna
not
build a
me.
whole freaking
Hey,
currency.
Meepo,
around
just as a question, and not that I'm going to convince you otherwise, but if someone were to say dispel the cloud that's holding your mage coin, you'd lose all of it instantly, correct?
Or would it just fall out of the sky? Like, is it a physical cloud?
Somebody is taking his money and just
Putting it
saying
somewhere.
he has an arbitrary amount in a magical cloud, right? That's what's happening, Meepo.
You didn't see it
Yeah, well,
ascend?
they take the gold. I give the gold to Gamar,
Of
and
course.
Gamar sends it up to the ether, to the cloud.
And you
Okay,
saw
so
him
there
do
is-
that.
Let's
You
I-
explicitly saw him transfer the gold to the cloud.
into the cloud.
No, I just magically send it to him, and he transfers it into the
Of
cloud.
course.
Okay, alright.
So your gold is just gone. I'm going to.
Oh my goodness. That
Wow.
honestly, I'm
Manager
feeling
Meepo.
really weird about this interaction, Meepo, and I feel like we
Childhood
should
hero over here.
maybe sit down and let's have a conversation about what you're doing with your life. When's the last time you've had some water?
Well, Meepo plays in the snow every afternoon.
Okay, that's a fun sentence. When's the last time you've ingested water?
Oh, I
And
don't
this
know.
snow-
Maybe
this
when
snow is cocaine. He means
Yeah,
cocaine.
Yes, of course.
I'm feeling like it's
Plays in
probably
the
that.
snow.
sometimes Ezra comes over and forces Meepo to eat and drink, but she doesn't understand the whole Magecoin thing, so I don't let her in the house anymore.
Okay, yeah. So
Stephon is
I'm gonna.
let her in
He's
the
gonna
house
turn.
again.
Dr. Jamie Watt's gonna turn to
That
the rest
sounds
of
like
his
a drug
friends
addict.
and be like, "This guy has like." So we're dealing with someone who has a serious problem.
Yes.
If we're trying to get his money back at this point,
Oh, it's
talking to him about it is
No,
not
yeah.
gonna be the
It's-
way.
no,
it is.
he's not getting it
I
back.
don't think the goal is to get his money back. It's to convince him that
He needs to
transforming
stop
mage-
investing in it.
Yeah, and drag.
Well, he doesn't have any more
Dragon-
money. He doesn't have any more money in here, so it's gonna
But
take him.
if he does finish that book, like he can, even if it's trash, like he will still make money, and then he will pump more money into Kamar, which is a problem for us.
Well,
And
it's not going to
also just a
happen in
bad thing
a
that-
day. It's not going to happen in a day. You know, books take a really long time to make and send out everywhere. So, like,
Fair.
let's just.
He's not getting his
Get
money
it-
back. That's I can
He's
tell
not
you right
getting
now
his
for a
money
fact.
back?
It's not coming back. If
How about
Gamar
you
has it,
tell
it's-
him
it's
to
with Gamar.
invest his own thing? Why don't you? Because apparently you bought this house. He turns back. Dr. Jamie Watt's going to turn back to Meepo. So you bought this house using your Magecoin, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. How about instead of investing in Magecoin for next time, why don't you get on the ground floor of this Cheesecoin business that
Or-
Sentinel has
or-
suggested?
You could also create your own coin, Dranglecoin. Now tying
How about nobody
Dranglecoin to
creates-
Drangling.
Nobody creates any coins, and you just go back to gold.
Meepo is just
Dranglecoin makes more sense, and you wouldn't have to give your gold to anybody. You could just have it.
and it can be used for all things Drangling related.
And it could just look like real gold and
Meepo
just
can
be
just
gold.
be a
really
gold
likes
coin
this
you use.
idea.
And the conversion
I would
rate
be
is
on the
1-to-1.
Absolute bottom level of Dranglecoin.
Yeah,
Are
there
you
you
guys,
go.
you guys want to invest in Dranglecoin?
No,
Not at the current time, no.
no, I do not.
The economy.
Sentinel
Yeah.
might.
You want to invest in Dranglecoin, Sentinel?
Yeah. You know, I mean,
Help us
more
find out.
coins out there means more opportunity.
And there,
Well,
from what
okay.
I heard, there's a sale on Cheesecoin right now, which will give you better benefit in Dranglecoin.
Yeah, you'll get the first ever picture of the first grilled cheese that was sold at the Zafar Inn.
This is an amazing idea. All these coins just being made up on the spot. But how do we secure them? Can we use the magical cloud?
How about we use gold for now?
Yeah.
It's a genius idea. Meepo doesn't know why Meepo didn't think of that first.
No,
Hmm.
we don't need to have it saved. We can just use a physical token in the shape
Yeah.
of a gold coin.
Exactly. And Meepo runs outside, gives Ezra the stink eye, and runs in. Sentinel, how much gold are you going to invest in Dranglecoin?
Well, and Sentinel searches his pocket and just grabs like a fistful and hands him 15 gold.
Oh,
Meepo didn't grab this many rocks. 1 second. He runs back outside, runs back inside, and he gives you 15 rocks, Sentinel. That will be the start of Dranglecoin until we can kind of figure out a much more permanent solution. So you have 15 Dranglecoin now, Sentinel, and one of these days, one of them is going to be worth 500 gold pieces. Meepo promises you that.
Is there any way to indicate that these are Drangle coins? Or are they just rocks?
He just takes a dagger out and stabs it. There you go.
Alright. Okay.
well,
A small dragon in each one.
Oh, it's not even that intricate. It's literally just a slash mark.
Oh,
People who deal in Dranglecoin will recognize that mark. Meepo assures that.
gotcha.
Sentinel, you may remove 15 gold pieces from your.
I did,
Your
and I
market.
added 15 Drangle
Drangle
coin.
coin.
Beautiful. You have 15 Dranglecoins now.
Boy. Okay. Well,
Hopefully Meepo uses his power of persuasion to spread the word about it, and then we can just make a bunch of counterfeit Dranglecoin
coins.
and then exchange it for gold with other citizens.
Meepo, just
Yes, that is the goal here of this campaign. Yeah.
Meepo,
at this
just-
point, that's the new grift.
make sure
Cookie
that you
stick
mention
gamble.
Drangle coin in your next book. So then, and that.
Oh, Meepo's gonna write an entire. Actually, Meepo's thinking about scrapping the whole Drangling Part 2 and just writing an entire book all about the importance of Dranglecoin and why it is the economic future that we will all strive for.
Oh, I was really looking forward to another book about Drangling.
Now that we completely did the exact opposite of what the Queen wanted us to do.
You mean
I think we're
Ezra?
done Here.
Of Ezra, yeah.
Oh, Ezra wanted us to do, yes.
Well, just make sure you keep all your investments in Dranglecoin now and not in Magecoin. You don't need any more Magecoin, right? You've got
Meepo's got to
Dranglecoin.
reach out to Kamar and see if he can transfer his his coin back into gold now, so I can transfer that into Dranglecoin.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
And
You know how to
don't
get in contact with Gamar?
Oh yeah, he gave me this little device, and he holds up this little like talkie device.
Interesting. And is it like a physical like device, or is it like a sending
Rock.
stone?
It's a sending stone, roughly.
Okay. Oh, and is this the only one he gave you, or?
Yeah, he only gave Meepo the one.
And this
It
goes
technically
directly.
doesn't No, it technically goes to a secretary, but she takes the money and gives it to Gamar.
Of course.
And you know that it goes to Gamar and not to somebody else.
That's what Gamar tells me, and that's the faith in the system you gotta have.
I mean, if it's
gotta
his
have it.
secretary, it's going to Gamar.
Do you think we could borrow that?
Well,
Well,
you
you
said
get-
you weren't interested in Magecoin. I thought you guys wanted to invest in Dranglecoin.
I would. Well,
some things to settle with Kumar.
yeah,
Oh.
and yeah, we don't have a way of getting a hold of him. That could be
Okay.
helpful.
Well,
He just hands it to you.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
You have a sending stone to Gamar now.
to Gamar's secretary.
Secretary specifically.
Mhm.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Okay.
Well,
The
Wow.
dastardous Lindsay.
Alright, well. I
Lindsay
guess
might
this
just be
is-
an intern just hanging out.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Unpaid.
Of course, yeah. It's for work experience.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, do you guys think I should let Ezra back in the house now? I think she should be
Probably.
much more into the whole Dranglecoin than the Magecoin is, because she was just upset she could get in that bottom level, because Meeple gotten in there beforehand. But now,
I
the
feel like
bottom
there's-
level's
That's
open.
definitely the reason she was upset. Yeah.
I feel like
Yep,
there's some other
sure.
reasons why she might be upset.
Yeah. Well,
Also,
So,
cut
definitely
back
let
on
her
the
in,
drugs, Meepo.
What'd you say, Asriel?
I said let her in and cut back on the drugs, Meepo.
Well, now Meepo doesn't have any mage coins, so Meepo doesn't have anything to buy drugs with anymore.
Beautiful.
you know, that
Great.
makes a lot of sense.
You just see him open the door. Hey, Ezra, you can come back in the house now.
Assuming she just walks in, I will give her a. I will
She
just.
does, and just
I am
kind of looks
so
at everyone
sorry
like,
for what
"What
has happened
happened?"
here. You don't want to know. We are so sorry. I think we made it worse, but it's not Magecoin anymore, so at least there's that.
"What do you mean you made it worse?"
He now has his own coin called Dranglecoin.
I'm sorry, what?
He's invented his own now. Somehow we've managed. Well, I don't. Somehow we literally convinced him to do that instead.
Funneling money to somebody who's scamming him. So now, at least he's running a
Yeah, he's
scam,
not being
rather
scammed
than
now.
being
He is the
scammed.
one doing it. So there's at least that.
We're great at
I
this.
guess
We're great
I,
at
I
this.
guess if the money goes back into the Drangling
It's coming to him. That's where it's going. All the gold's
I
going to
mean-
him.
Drangling has better brand recognition anyway.
You know.
So if anything, it'll probably work better.
There's-
Meepo thinks that Meepo should hire you guys to be like the brand ambassadors for Drangling, because y'all really smart.
I think we're okay with it. We have enough brand
I would
ambassadoring
really-
to do.
I would rather not be mentioned in this in any way.
Please forget my name and don't ever talk to my son again.
Oh my god. There was something extra funny about Ethan's own character being speechless about Ethan's idea that another one of his characters came up with.
Yeah. Well, I will say I've definitely gotten a few ideas of some things we can do if we need extra cash around the end, though. That's for sure.
Jeez.
Party coin.
So we don't need party coin. We'll just sell people
Zafar in coin.
no, not Zafar.
Zafarin
We'll
coin.
we'll sell them non-fungus tokens, or NFTs for short, which gives them access to an image that we store in the inn. It's their image, but we keep it.
Yes.
And they can say they own it, and no one else can say they own that
We
image.
should definitely run this out of our Grunners version, though, so that way we
Yes.
can just shutter the inn if at any point it gets out of hand, and then everyone will just lose everything.
Yes.
I like where
And
your
I
head's
think
at.
we should buy a lot of what's the spell that displays an image? Prestidigitation.
illusion
Minor
does
illusion.
that,
Minor
Yeah,
illusion.
we should get a whole bunch of scrolls of minor illusion and set them up in a chain formation with proper cooling to start mining more Magecoin so we can inflate the market.
Now
Be
you're
great.
thinking. Now you're thinking.
There we go.
Cooking with gas over here.
That's the closest thing I could think of to a graphics card.
Yeah.
It's a giant warehouse filled with
We're just coming-
9,000 of
we're
these
just coming with
things.
Great inventions. We got this one, and then we've got we're gonna hire like 500 mages to keep casting
Yeah, we should
water.
constantly cast.
Oh yeah,
To make a boat fly.
Don't forget about triple doors or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
triple
yeah,
doors
triple
is
doors.
also
Oh,
a
yes.
prior campaign.
From the
Real-
original campaign.
Triple doors.
So Meepo has a
Those
lot
dwarfs.
to talk with Ezra about with Mage or Dranglecoin.
Also,
Unfortunately,
be nicer to your dog.
Shirley is Meepo's assistant.
The
Be
dog.
nicer to your assistant then.
Yeah, be
Okay.
nicer to your assistant then. Does the dog appear sentient?
I mean, the dog's cleaning.
Right, but like beyond like what a normal like dog would be. Like,
Yeah.
yes,
I mean,
because it's cleaning.
Yeah, I mean, it's clean.
You went the
Hey,
first time you
there's
saw
some
a
really
dog
smart
use a
dogs
feather
out
duster.
there, Jamie. I've seen
That's
some
fair.
dogs grab beer out of the fridge. So
That's not the same thing.
It was using
Like, you know,
tools.
It was using a feather duster.
hey, you never know. You never know. Dogs are smart.
How
I'm just
long were
saying,
you out
I
on
guess-
that ship?
I guess my better question would be: does it appear like it's somebody who's been polymorphed into a dog?
Give me
Oh,
an
no.
arcane check.
Oh no,
Is it?
It's better not knowing, Arthur.
that's a 6.
Yeah, it's better not knowing.
It's a dog, Azrael.
It looks like a dog.
Oh no.
Be nicer to Shirley.
Okay. Ezra, when you're all done with the queen tonight, you swing on by and Meeple's gonna get you in that ground level of Dranglecoin. Ezra just looks at the party and goes, "Oh, I can't wait for that."
Sorry, not sorry.
Now then, I think the queen is ready to talk to you guys.
Yeah, probably.
Great.
But this is better. Trust me.
Job
this
well
is
done,
better.
gang.
This is better.
All I want to know is he off the drugs?
Probably
We
not.
told him
but-
to. We
Yeah,
told
we told him to
stop.
at least cut back on it.
He doesn't have any more money for drugs, so
That's
that should
true,
be-
yeah, he doesn't have any more
That's
mage
the best
coin.
way to stop. That's one of the best ways to do it.
Unless
have been trying to
someone
get a
starts doing
hold
thing.
Of this Gamar fellow for the past, 4 weeks, trying to get Meepo's money out of this stupid thing.
Oh, it's
and I
not
keep
coming out.
getting sent to all of these different secretaries in a circle.
I can tell you for a fact, it is not coming out. That money is his.
Yeah, it's going-
Gamar.
You know how much money of that was spent showing those 2 dragons, building the entire Drangling Empire, the books, the school idea, all of that gone, poof, into a magic cloud that doesn't exist, and the money is currently filling some guy's bath in Igorith.
Not quite in Igorith, but yes. Close enough.
I've seen the bath. It's not great.
Yeah, it's not. That's not.
You
the
guys-
place I wanted.
You guys know this dude?
I used to work for him actually.
Yeah, and
Can
he's
we
He
go
used to be
kill him?
Darby's pimp.
he's
used to be
not
Darby's
really-
pimp.
Not
not
He
really
got
good.
fired.
the term I
He's,
would use.
he's above all of
Fired.
our pay grades.
Yeah, he's well.
It's not the
Well,
term he would
Darby, I
use.
didn't
but
realize
he's
you were
wrong.
involved in that type of work.
I
nothing
He-
against your
I am
judgment.
not. No, that's not.
Eh,
No, you're
not
right.
anymore. He was. It was pretty
No,
good.
Somebody
never-
Pretty clear.
who is involved in that
Never
work
really
would say.
was.
It was pretty clear.
I'm just gonna point to the Lilith tattoo on his
He's got a new
Tommy
handler.
Mom.
Tommy mommy.
Neither of those. That's not the case with either of them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna ask. Yeah. So
That's
the queen wants
nonsense with us.
Yeah, I'm learning that very quickly. The queen is prepared to see you now, though, if you are ready for that.
Yes, I think we are.
Yeah, I mean, no one else to
Alright.
do. I mean, we could maybe convince Meepo to make another coin on top of Dranglecoin, but as we're walking, I'll just grab every random small stone. Not every, but every just a college grab 10 or 15 just random stones, and then just put a slash mark on all of them and just dump them in my bag.
All right. Let's see how much you get there.
You're
I'm gonna roll for
counterfeiting
this.
currency.
I mean, hey, if that's...
You end up through my roll in your walk back. You found 12 suitable rocks that could be Dranglecoin and have
Oh.
marked them accordingly.
I will make...
So you may add to your inventory, Darby, that you have 12 counterfeit Dranglecoins.
Yeah, no, I'm adding that.
By the end of this campaign, you won't use gold anymore. Everyone will just use Dranglecoin.
If I've learned anything from this game, is to never not write down something you've picked up.
True.
Yup.
Just have it. You never know what it's gonna
Yeah,
turn
you never
into.
know. Add 12
All right, so
counterfeit Dranglecoins.
after that, a little aside, Ezra takes you back into the castle, up to the second floor, where Morgan kind of has her. It's like their war room, but it's more or less kind of her, like, meeting chamber office sort of place. It's very. It's nice. Nothing here in Olin is particularly like ornate, like you'd see in Pragla or some other places. It's all very like worn, brown and grays, kind of like those cold winter colors. Things are more practical here, and even Morgan's own dress is more about the layers and keeping her warm than it is about appearing particularly fancy or special in any way. And you arrive in her war room, and she is sitting at a chair with a kind of scroll looking over it. Oh, glad to see you've all come back in one piece. How did your visit with our local celebrity go?
He is
Oh,
now
man.
not being scammed and is now the scammer.
I didn't know he was being scammed to begin with, and should I be concerned for my people?
Depends. Are your people stupid?
I mean, no, but, sometimes.
Well, you might want to be a little concerned.
He's essentially making a fake currency that people can spend their gold on, which doesn't actually buy and or do anything. So as long as he doesn't have
Until
any
it
grandiose
does.
ideas to do
Yeah,
anything.
until somebody decides that it's worth something and can be used to trade for goods and services, then it is literally useless.
Worthless.
Sounds like a completely stupid idea that was thought up in an afternoon and went way too far.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
That's about
That's
right.
literally what happened with this coin now.
All right. You said you had a sort of business for me. I've got 30 minutes before I'm needed for a dress fitting.
Sure. Not to crowd your already busy schedule, but we were actually sent here not only on behalf of Joel, but via information from one Tetra that you may be of the person to contact in regards to a particular map piece for a weapon to end beckonings.
A map piece? Well, I don't mean to be bearer of bad news, but besides some local maps of the surrounding areas and a couple from continents across the sea, there ain't any treasure maps in Olin. At least not that I'm aware of.
Think less treasure map and more piece of a puzzle. Something that would she specifically named you as somebody to talk to about this, so something that maybe Tetra knows you would have.
Well, I won't lie, I'm not overly familiar with a Tetra, though I am familiar with Joel, and he has mentioned her before. So good for him, I guess. A map piece. There are the archives underneath the castle. These are sprawling library that my family lineage has collected over the years and has attempted to, cultivate, try and have the largest library in Elyssia. Don't know how successful there are. I believe there is one larger across the sea, but I'd like to believe we boast the second largest library. Dresden is my scholar who has been hired to maintain the archives. He's relatively knowledgeable about strange things that people don't necessarily want to talk about or necessarily know too much about. He might be able to assist you there, but I'm sorry, I don't really have anything on a map piece specifically.
I guess if you'd allow me, I'd like to see if I can make an insight check to see if she's telling us the whole
Sure.
truth.
Go ahead.
Not that she'd have any reason to lie, but maybe that she's withholding something.
Take
18.
18. You, from what you can tell, based on facial features and stuff, she seems to be straight laced here.
Okay. I figured as such, but okay. Well, that is helpful. So you said his name was Dresden?
Yeah. If you take the stairs down that you took up here, there's a single set that wind down into the archives below. It'll be locked. You'll need a key specifically. Either Dresden will have one, or she fishes one out. I also have one on my person.
Fantastic. If you don't mind, then I guess I would take it if she'll give it.
As you go to grab it, she kind of pulls it back and says, "I need this back, though."
Fair enough. If you believe Dresden would allow us in, he's down there, you said?
Yes, he should be.
Okay,
If he's not,
okay.
then he's not doing his job.
All right, fair enough. We'll go down there and see if he'll open it for us. That way there's no sense of impropriety.
I love it. Also, I
Mhm.
hope you guys are planning on attending the wedding tomorrow.
I
Well,
believe that
we're
is
in
the plan
town.
while we're in town.
Oh, I mean, sure.
Nothing else to do, really. other than
Cool.
This.
I'll mark 5 seats for you guys in the main ceremony chamber. You can give the play-by-play to Joel and let him know what he missed.
Oh, I'd
Oh,
love to.
that'll be great. Yeah.
I can definitely hit up J Money.
All right. Well, I am
Jay
going to go.
They're
Jay
buddies now.
Money.
Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, I know, just-
Dr.
like,
J
Jay,
watched
like,
us
It
and
like
then,
didn't
just goes
register
like,
in Darby's
"Oh,
head, and then he
wow."
was like, "Wait."
He winces at the realization of that.
Just wait a
That-
second. Did he just say that? I guess.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask Morgan while you're here and have her ear?
I don't have anything else, but does anybody else have anything they
I-
want to ask her?
Not anything specifically, no. I mean, other than the morbid curiosity of who the husband to be is, since we still have no idea who that is.
Oh, yes, it's my captain of the guard, my best friend. I've known him since I was like 3, Crispin.
Right? No idea who that
Well,
is.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I mean,
It's our captain of the guard.
yeah, no one's told us who it was before. Well, I'm
Congrats.
curious who it was.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a
Yeah.
long time coming. I've been ruling now for a couple years, and just the ruling stuff makes it difficult to do little things like this. So we figured it was finally time to make it official.
Yeah. Well, have fun, furthering the monarchy and all that stuff.
Thank you. We will.
Yeah, kind of. That's what you guys do. So.
For that archive, though.
That archive.
If there's any more questions, we'll go down to the archive.
Yeah, I got no
All right.
questions.
So you head out from Morgan's war room, make your way downstairs, find the small spiral staircase that's kind of tucked in behind where the grand stairs are that you took up further into the castle, and begin winding your way down there, doing your best to dodge a group of servants and workers carrying a long, like banquet-sized table into the great hall where they will be doing the reception. The spiral staircase leads down into like a small foyer area with a old rustic looking door that stands between you and what you believe to be the archives.
I guess we would knock on the door because you said it's locked. So
It is definitely locked if you try the handle.
I will,
What kind of lock is it?
I mean, it's a bog standard lock.
You should have key for it.
I could
I
try.
will knock before we try.
Before we try to
Guys
force
here.
our way in,
Just saying.
Oh, Oh,
we have permission
hello?
to go here.
hello.
So then what's the harm? I can just
Is
test it.
that Dresden?
Yes, this is Dresden. I am very busy right now, and I am doing archive things. So if you have something about the wedding ceremony, there's nothing to do with it here. There's no flowers, no decorations, no food, no table, no well wishes, no guests, no nothing down here. Please see the attendant or Ezra upstairs. I am very busy. Thank you very much. Now go away.
Thank you. We're also you're in luck because we are none of those things. We have nothing to do with the ceremony. We are also here to do archiving things. So if you'll let us in, the queen said that we could find you down here and you may be of service.
The door immediately, you hear unlock, 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 chain moving, unlock, another chain moving, a large metal thing being like adjusted and shifted, and then the door opens. I'm sorry, you said that you're here for archive things.
Yeah.
In fact, yes.
we'd like to look through it.
Under whose authority?
He said the queen.
Morgan.
Oh, and she didn't say anyone would be coming down here, but
We literally just
No.
left her, so may have been
Yeah, we
too-
just
Oh,
thought
that-
so we're having
okay,
fun down
well,
here.
come on in, come on in. She's
She's
very
kinda
busy. I'm not
busy.
going to trouble her with confirming if people should be down here or not, and I'm not going to get bothered by any more of those loud people up there disturb what I'm doing down here.
Okay, and what are you doing down here?
archiving
Hi.
stuff, Jamie.
I'm the Grand Master of the Archive. My goal is to sort through the many books, literatures, scrolls, testaments, stone tablets, things that have been acquired by the Darnics over the years, and I archive them. Track down what we have specifically, so people can come and look at it, I guess. Yes.
If they get permission.
Well, it's very sensitive stuff down here, and not all of the archiving work is done. It is a very delicate procedure, very, very intricate.
Okay.
Of course.
What kind of stuff do you got?
Oh, I've got books on shipwriting. I have books on shipwrecks. I have books on fishing. I have books on
A lot of boat
boat
stuff.
construction. I have books on building a boat from nothing but toothpicks. I have a book on
Okay,
boating
yeah,
sails in the mess.
So okay, so you're in the you've been archiving the boating
Boat-
section recently.
I
Okay.
have been doing boats for the last 3 months, and if I read one more thing about a dinghy or a mast or foremast, which I'm not even guaranteed that was about a boat, I'm going to go insane.
Well,
Duly noted.
we have something that may bring you away from boats.
Boats. Maybe. We don't know.
But- But I have one on boats.
Mm.
Yes,
Sure.
I can do my best to point you in the right direction if you I mean, your one home friend here looks to be a bit shipfaring.
Do you have any of the books in the Shipwrecks Century series? You know, Shipwrecks of last century, Shipwrecks
Future
of this century,
current century.
next century.
Well, how would I have a book on next century? Next century hasn't happened yet.
I've heard that it's a part of the series.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
know how
going
that
to call
works.
poppycock on the whole thing, but if you'll excuse me, I can check the records. And he just pulls out this giant book, and he like starts flipping, looking for shipwrecks, and you just see written like lines of books about shipwrecks, just lines as he's going through, looking specifically. Oh, yes, right here. Shipwrecks of last century. That will be on shelf 47 in the A wing. If you take the stairs down there, take the hall and corridor to the right, take the hall and corridor to the left, and then you will arrive in that wing of the archive.
Sentinel takes extreme notes as to what corridors and salutes everyone, and then it says, "I will be back. I'm going to look for this book."
Sentinel leaves to go look for a
Have
book
fun
on
with that
shipwrecks.
Sentinel.
Well, while he's doing that, I will. Now that you have your tome out of resources that have been archived, we were sent down here to inquiry about a particular piece of a map. This would be
Oh, map
something-
pieces. We have many maps, both complete and incomplete, within the
this would be
archives.
less a treasure map and more a piece of something that would lead us to, I guess, from as much information as we're willing to gather would be, it has to do with the beckonings. This would have to do with a map piece that leads
Oh.
to something to do with beckonings.
That is a very particular thing that you're hunting for there. Is it a completed map? You're saying it's a piece of a map.
There
I
are
can
other
play one
pieces
piece.
that were spread to other locations. We're looking for just one particular piece that we were told was here.
Oh. Do you happen to have the other pieces of the map?
I will produce one of them, but I will not give that to him. I will let him look at it, but I will not hand it to him.
Okay. The map pieces actually have already fused together. To form
okay.
part
Yeah,
of the
then
map.
I will pull out the map as it is.
Oh, this is most interesting. I actually do not really recognize too much here on the map as it stands, but if I was a betting man and could bring up a couple of older maps that we have, this appears this is a position somewhere in the Vanatarian Peninsula.
But
Well
the
then,
other
this
piece?
particular map, I can almost but guarantee that I have personally never archived anything like it myself. However, there is a certain wing here within the archives, known as the Heretical Wing. It's a place we like to keep locked away, many texts and tomes that have been banned, removed, destroyed by the Church of the Goddess over the years, or other royal folk who have deemed the text to be
Mm-hmm.
heretical. The
Mm-hmm.
Darnics, fortunately, have a little bit more of a keener eye for such things and have decided to preserve some of them, but we keep them locked away. Don't want anyone's grubby little fingers touching text that's thousands of years old now, do we?
Nothing's better
Your
than
map
hidden
piece.
knowledge, right, Jamie?
Yeah, no, that sounds great for everyone. Only let the people know exactly what you want them to. That way they'll never stop you from living your cushy lifestyle. How is that huge, fabulous wedding going?
I mean, it seems they are prepping things pretty well, but I tend to stay down here and not pay attention to it. It's been going on for a couple of weeks right now.
Yeah, no, why be involved?
I am not a weddings person. My
Mhm.
goal, however, within the next year is to get to that heretical area and start archiving the things that are there so they can be integrated into the actual collection.
You've never actually been in there?
I have a few times and have looked around before, but I myself have had more things to archive than that. So I've been starting, unfortunately, as I think many people like to, sometimes with the easier parts and then transitioning to the more complicated parts. There are
So-
things back there that are not even written in tongue that we could understand at this point.
So, could you show us where it is so we know where not to go?
Of course, I'll lead you right there.
Thank you.
And
don't Want
you
to
follow a
accidentally fall
relatively
into it?
he leads you to a very long kind of path. This archive is like a huge underground maze. It actually almost looks like a dungeon. It's just a
Yeah.
dungeon full of books and scrolls and other materials. Eventually you find or he leads you to a room that's actually behind the gate that he produces another key for. He opens and unlocks and slides, and you hear a large creaking sound as they slides open. Kind of a dusty air about it. Back on this side is the heretical section. It's not huge, not like some of the other wings, but you'll probably find anywhere from 700 to 800 tomes and scrolls and whatnot in this area.
Would you know? I know you said you've only been here a few times, but would you be willing to help us look for something that might be? Because only with you knowing how things are organized here, you might have a better eye than us.
Of course, yes, I'm more than willing to help out here. You know, now that we're down here and I've unlocked the door and seen those and the tomes and the leather bindings, my fingers are getting a little bit itchy to get my mitts on them. So, what do you say?
Oh, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking for
Works
something.
for me.
I'm down for reading some. I'm always down for reading some books.
Excellent, excellent. And he kind of pushes you guys out of the way as he kind of runs in there and begins kind of admiring this long row of bookshelves that the room is a decent sized room. You're all able to fit in there comfortably. There's some tables and chairs and some low lantern light. And the shelves are actually the walls. There's not really shelves you walk in and out of. It's just one long corridor of shelves of about 9 high almost all packed in some way with very, very dusty books. Also, Sentinel, you found your shipwreck book.
Perfect.
I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
At what point are you illiterate?
At what point are you illiterate? I assume everyone in the party here can read.
Okay.
Unless you don't want
You-
to.
Intelligence score.
Yeah, unless for whatever reason your character you would not want them to be able to read.
Fair enough. I just have an intelligence score of 7. So.
Oh God. Yes, no, you should be able to read. Obviously,
Maybe
it'll
not
just be
complex words.
yeah, it'll just be whatever your like languages that you can like speak are is what I assume you can read.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, if
So funny enough for you, Ruma, being a paladin, I think you have a few languages.
Yeah, he's got a couple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Common, Elvish, Giant, and Primordial.
Dang, you know
Sentinel,
Elvish.
Sentinel, now that you found your shipwreck book, would you like to attempt to find the party and join them?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing with the shipwreck book?
I want to check it out.
He just wants to read. it.
Okay.
Check it out of the archive.
You
It's
have
not a whole
this-
library.
you have the shipwrecks of last century. Give me a survival check to see if you can track the party since you've worked your way back out to the main area and they're just gone.
16?
Using your superior chicken sensing smelling powers, you were able to get a strong whiff of Ruma's musk, and you managed to locate You managed to locate the
That is how I locate all things, is by Ruma's musk.
Ugh. Ugh.
Oh god.
That's interesting. Here we go.
That's not good. That's funny.
All right, and before you are a lot of books.
So from my understanding of the map, again, I'm not magic adept, but would I know that the map pieces we've had have given off a magical aura of any kind?
They've all been magical.
So I guess I would then talk to Sentinel about possibly doing the thing he does where he can kind of like ping something. Not that would be the only thing magical in this room. I'm sure there are other objects that are magical here.
Probably
But
give this place a start though.
yeah, that would be my
Collect all
thought.
the magical ones and just go through those first.
Sentinel, would you like to use your ability to see magic?
I will. I'll take a little seat, nestle myself in the ground, and you see all of the sapphires pop up and kind of swirl around my head until one lands on my forehead, and I become aware of some magic items around us.
All right. As you do this, Sentinel, a large number of books do illuminate a kind of glow due to their magical energy. However, at the back bookshelf, almost seemingly tucked behind the bookshelf, an even stronger glow radiates.
Let's head that way.
Would you let
All
us
right,
know of it, or because we can't see it? So
Yeah,
That's a
you're just
you
kind of
thing, that
standing
is.
there now.
Nope, I'm just gonna start heading that way.
okay, I'll follow him.
Yeah, but
Alright, so
as soon as
Sentinel,
he finds something.
Yep. So Sentinel and anyone who is following him head to the back of the heretical room. Dresden has grabbed another book and flipping through it, giddily laughing and acting all happy about it. But Sentinel, you have arrived at the back of the back of this room, and you can sense that the item is, like I said, behind the bookshelf.
I'll just start pulling like books and stuff off the shelf to see if I
So-
can see anything behind.
Since Azrael, you specified you were there, you just see Sentinel start plucking books and setting them on this table until this one host shelf, like this section, is bare.
Is it all of these books? What do you need help
What's
with
going on
something,
over there,
Sentinel?
Sentinel?
It seems like something's behind this
Okay.
Like,
case.
I can check for stuff. Well, we got the first thing is I will do an investigation.
And I'll,
If I
help
could.
you too. I'd look for seams. Like anything
Yes,
that's-
you
I'll
may
go ahead and
investigate,
help
and
action.
Azrael will help you, so you'll have advantage.
Okay. Oh, we only got one roll. That's a 20.
Beautiful.
Nice.
As you are investigating the section that Sentinel pulled out, Dr. Watts, you uncover a small like panel in the bookshelf that's hidden pretty well that you manage to kind of wedge your fingers under and pull out that reveals a keyhole.
Oh, okay. Well, we have a keyhole here.
And we also know somebody with a key in the room with us right now.
Hey,
President.
archive guy.
Oh, yes. I was just in a fantastic section about spear making from the ancient age.
That
Riveting
sounds
stuff.
really cool. There is a key hole here. Do you have a key ring for this extra spot?
He heads on over and examines it. I've never seen anything like this before. He fumbles with some keys, tries a couple of them. None of them seem to go into the hole.
Okay. Can I look at it and see if I recognize any sort of locking mechanism?
It seems to be a standard lock.
Well, I feel like now it's my time to try it out. Can I try and pick it?
Give me a sleight of hand.
All right. D&D Beyond, don't screw me. That's an 18.
You pull out your lock picking tool, Jamie, and you kind of begin working and fiddling with it, and you manage to hear the click, click, click as the lock unlocks itself. When it unlocks, a panel of about yay big actually juts out slightly from the wall, where you could put your hand in the top of it and pull it out further.
Okay. I'm going to be like, still got it. All right. I will check for traps real quick.
Give me. There's no traps.
Okay. That's also usually secret hidden rooms. Don't like people getting into them the wrong way. Can I ascertain? I can just like open it. Like I
It
do
just
this.
slides. Yep. It's
I
almost,
will-
I'll describe it almost like a safety deposit box.
Cool. I will take it out.
You have
And-
it is a after you've pulled out the like metal piece, you have like a metal box basically.
Cool. I'll put it on a table and open the box.
Jamie, as you open it, you find a green-bound leather tome that appears to be ancient.
Hey, all right. Hey Sentinel, is this the thing you were smelling? I'm really not exactly sure what your thing is.
Sentinel, that glow is the thing that has been glowing so heavily.
Yeah. It's lighting up like
4th of July.
we don't have 4th of July. Maybe we do.
Like Pontusmas.
Like
Yeah,
yeah,
Pontus-
sweet
A
Pontusmas.
Pontus tree. Okay.
Destiny Eve.
Yeah, Steve.
No.
What does the book say? What is like? Does it say
It
anything on
is
it?
written in Elvish.
Oh,
I do not speak that.
Same.
I do. Yeah. I'm
Okay, well-
literally an elf. So I hope I speak.
Well, hey guys, I can see that it's Elvish, but I don't speak that or know how to read that. Hey Darby.
Yep. I'm assuming you want me to check it out.
I
What does
mean,
it say, man?
yeah, what does it say?
I will look at the book.
Here you go. You take this book. I will stand a little bit away from you.
It just says Darby is a nerd. Haha, got him. Lilith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flip through
I
just
had to
down
mention-
every page.
Fortunately for you guys, it does not say that, and this is not a huge troll by Lilith,
Ooh.
though it is something I could see her do.
That would be
The
funny.
title of the book in Elvish reads, A Recorded History of Kalis, The History of the First Beckoning.
Ooh.
Of course, people would want this locked away and not have any knowledge of. That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
What's strange is that it's in Elvish. For some
Why is that strange? Elves live a ridiculously long time. If anyone was going to have knowledge of, the first beckoning or things beyond it, it would probably be them.
It's interesting that no one decided to record this stuff down in common.
It
Well, I
may
mean-
have been originally written and then locked away, and we may be the first people seeing it since it was locked originally.
That's
Not to mention, a lot of long-lived races tend to be
that is also fair.
not
Actually,
so
you know
as
what?
forthcoming with those of us who don't live for centuries at a time.
Well, I guess let's start flipping through.
Let's go.
Darby, it'll take you and Ruma about 8 hours to parse this entire book, scanning it.
Oh boy.
So another long rest, huh?
I'm just gonna pull out his little glasses.
the little
I just
Santa
picture Ruma,
glasses.
like opening up a little pouch at the side of these tiny spectacles he puts on.
Got those tiny little Santa glasses that are just like
Bridge
these
of
He's
it,
little
doing this
though.
thing with the paper. He's like,
Amazing.
Now, gentlemen, if you are prepared, I will regale you with a summarized history of the Kalis book that you have found. Summary, of course. We're not going to be here for 8 hours. As I
Ooh,
all
8
this.
hours.
8
Let's
hours.
go.
8 hours
I
of
want an 8-hour
lore.
retelling of the whole thing.
Do it.
Extended version. Peter Jackson.
9-hour cut of King Kong. Let's go.
Let's go.
Darby, Ruma, going through the book, you have determined several things, more or less in this order, but this is a summary of what you've discovered from the text. First off, which I think more or less you know at this point, but this Kalis that the book continuously refers to seems to be a precursor to the Elysian name, a sort of proto-name of the land before it obtained its current proper name. The book references 3 major characters. 1, the historian writing the book, a high elf by the name of Elys. Elys describes herself as the attendant and protector of a woman referred to as Risa, or, more lovingly put, Anne Chamberlain. The 3rd character, referenced strongly in the book, a Peter Reedus, exists as almost a foil to Anne, and also goes by the name of Braska. The book claims that Anne and Peter are from another world, brought to you, or to the land of Kalis, by 8 gods who sought to establish them in power. The book heavily states the immense magical powers that both Anne and Peter possessed, but very clearly states that they were mortal and capable of dying. The text itself, as you dig into the history, describes many commonly accepted religious events. Many, though, are different compared to the events and stories that you have been told. The biggest one comes about Braska, or Peter himself. He never was, in fact, cast into the bowels of Elyssia, as told by the church. However, he did garner favor with a southern kingdom known as Galinthia and became its ruler. Eventually, he would declare war on a nation known as Altria, where through an old map presented in the book seems to occupy where the modern-day Vanatirian Peninsula is. Anne served as the reluctant advisor for Altria. The historian, Elys, frequently mentions Anne's desire to return home and discontent with being trapped in this realm known as Kalis. Peter is further described as a powerful sorcerer, who originally started as nothing more than a lad with a common stutter. He is credited with using strange magic to give the High Elves an affinity to the magical world around them. Magic always existed in Kalis, but until he was able to tap into its energies, it was not as readily usable. Elys also describes the change that the High Elves went under, not only gaining magical powers, but even seeing their very hair change from blonde to the teal blue that you see on the Dusk Elves. The newly christened Dusk Elves, aligned themselves with the Galinthia and believed that Altria had ulterior motives to take their land, a specific thing that was told to them by one of the 8 gods. Peter found that the 8 gods were a blight upon the world, and to free the people, he killed most of them and devoured the powers of one particular, the god of death, Galore. Using this power, he was able to unleash a horde of undead to attack Altria. This is described as the First Beckoning. The war lasts for 15 years. The final climactic fight that is described by Alice in the book is one for the epic ages, a seeming clash of good and evil in her eyes. However, Anne and Peter both kill each other on the battlefield. And the story goes as you have been taught in church. Anne's general, Greece, magically used what power Anne had left to stop the beckoning at the expense of his own life, becoming almost a preserved undead entity himself. However, Galore's magic, which remained active, continued to bring about the dead many, many years after the fact. It seemed that the body of the person who was used to stop the beckoning only lasts as long as their own magical abilities, and the person themselves are left in a state of undeath. Ellis describes such a thing as being too difficult to think about. Peter's body was never uncovered, with some claiming that it was swallowed by the earth itself. And finally, at the back of the book, it references map pieces that were created by the Kingdom of Altria to serve as a contingency if something was ever incapable of stopping the beckoning. Ellis signs the book off to her dear friend, Anne, before she writes, tragically, that the people's opinions have turned against the Dusk Elves, and she fears for her own life and the life of her children. And thus ends the recorded history of Kalis. As you come upon the last bits of the tome, the book dissolves within your hands, Darby. The information seemingly lost to time. Someone fearful of what could happen if such a thing was revealed. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
God damn.
Well,
We got a download of the world history, and then it just up and vanished. It said, "Good luck remembering all that."
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's crazy.
I wonder if I have.
So much juicy lore.
Not
Little
only
lore
can they
bomb.
die, they can be absorbed as well.
Yeah, and apparently Galore was the one that was killed. So
Yeah.
how was he?
Yeah.
How
So
is he
that's
still
not
around?
true.
Not only was
Unless
he killed,
you
he was
were-
absorbed by Brasco.